turning their AC up, turning their AC settings up to 78. And that rumbling you can hear is not an earthquake. It's all the people in Texas laughing at them. Because there's no way
down to 76.
There's no way in
78.
There's no way in hell anybody here is turning their AC up to 78.
What's your set at, Chuck?
74.
That's pretty moderate.
Well,
That's not bad.
I like warm. I like hot. I like warm. So I don't do well with cold. And there have been a couple of times where, because people were over, I set it down to 73 or 72. And then when everybody left, I was actually cold.
Wow.
So I'd have to go outside, catch on fire a little bit, and then I felt better.
I think ours is set something outlandish, like 68 or something.
Oh God, I love Marla. Marla rocks.
Yeah.
Marla, yeah, that's Marla. So she turns the air conditioning down to 68, and then she piles on all kinds of sweatpants and sweaters and stuff.
I love that girl. That's the way it's supposed to be done, Gordon. You see that?
Yeah, I've got friends. You could pretty much hang meat in their living room. It's ridiculous.
It's cold enough in our house that when I walk outside and I have my glasses on, my glasses will fog up, which I always enjoy.
Nothing like being blind for the first couple minutes when you step outside.
I just do this.
I still can't see.
I can't see shit. These are new glasses. I just had my prescription changed, and I was at the eye doctor for the first time like in a year and a half, and the guy goes, "Well, your eyes got a lot worse." And I'm like, "Oh, good, that's great." He goes, "You spend a lot of time in front of a computer, don't you?" And I go, "No, not really.
Just my entire life.
No, I spend 8 hours a day in front of my work screen. And then when work is over, I go have dinner, and then I go, all right, now's my fun screen." Living the life. So I got a text from Matt. He says he's going to be here soon. I have heard nothing from Eric. So, but Eric, so Dan, you'll laugh. Oren was basically on with us the entire game. He couldn't sleep.
That email made it sound like.
Yeah, he tried to feed him. He fed him a bunch of pizza to try and load him up with carbs to get him sleepy, and he was kind of getting sleepy. But you know how sometimes when kids get sleepy, they go past "I'm going to go to sleep" and go into "I'm going to have a complete friggin' meltdown."
I'm going to stay awake forever and scream the entire time. Oren went a little ballistic there at the end.
I'm not tired.
Poor kid. He wanted to stay. He was having fun.
Is Mike supposed to be on tonight, or?
Yeah. Where are those guys?
Like Don.
Yeah, Mike and Don.
Maybe I'm not as popular as I think I am.
Did they get the email?
I don't know, but I'm going to send them a special email just for them.
It's Father's Day. Maybe they're busy with.
Oh, that could be. I forgot about that.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to all that have died.
Thank you. And to you as well, Gordon.
Thanks.
Beverages.
Yeah, they're all fathers, aren't they? The 4 people who have not arrived yet.
Giant pack of breeders on this channel, I tell you what.
We can't help ourselves. It's the life instinct. Marla and I waited until we were in our 30s. For a while there, we were not 100% in continuation of the species.
I'm waiting until my 70s.
There you go. Solid. Well, my breeding days are over. I've had it.
Matt says he'll be here soon.
Yep, just saw that.
You could just pretty much record that on a loop and play it every week.
Well, he's probably like on a cruise ship or the space shuttle or some shit like that. He's trying to extract, a few molecules of internet access from some sort of satellite system that he got a tip from, from some guy.
Yeah, he's commuting from the ISS. He'll be home shortly.
Although today, so Matthias and I went and we had to buy some shelving units, and we passed this. I'm going to show. I got it on my phone, so I'm going to hold it up to the camera. But we passed this thing that did not look at all sketchy. This was in the parking lot of the hardware store. I don't know if you can see that. Can you guys read that?
No, not really.
Okay,
No.
close. It says try Blackbird web browser, and it's spray painted on like a piece of wood, and it was sitting in the parking lot. It's just the weirdest thing. Let's see if you can see it.
Oh, well, hang on. I need to Google that. That might be.
Yeah, Google Blackbird web browser. I mean, when you're getting your marketing from from a board that somebody left in the parking lot, that's solid. I mean, as a marketing guy, I don't know that I've ever considered parking lot board as a potential option, but now I'm gonna.
Well, somebody in your line of work did, because every corner in Houston has some guy spinning a sign.
That's a good point.
The browser for black people.
Is that what it says?
A browser built on Firefox aimed at African Americans. Features black search, black news, ticker scroll, black video, and black bookmarks.
Nice. And I just went there, and my AVG is going off like a howitzer. I'm just gonna back out of that tab right there and turn off all these
Delete your
notices.
browsing history.
You're not black.
Yeah, they're like, we have detected a white person on the other side of this. Well, there you go. But it was so intriguing. I had to have Thias take a picture of it. So I was curious. I hadn't checked it yet, but there we go. There's Mike.
Happy Father's
Oh,
Day.
man, this meeting's being recorded.
Yep, that's right. For posterity.
If I'd have known that
Well, and evidence.
and evidence, well, okay. As long as it's full disclosure.
Posterity and evidence. That's what we use the recordings for.
Man,
How was your Father's Day, man?
How else are we supposed to pull fast ones on you, like when you get drunk at like the last half of the night when we tell you we got like 6 artifacts?
I don't do that on Sundays anymore.
We need to get like some video editing tools. That way we can go back and edit the videos you upload and see, look, you gave us all +5 Holy Avengers.
We're recutting this video to include more artifacts.
You'll be like, that's kind of weird because the whole time I'm telling you I'm giving you this stuff, my mouth isn't moving.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's just a still picture of me.
It's a glitch in the lexicon or something. I don't know what's going on.
I had a good Father's Day.
Good. Did you do anything fun or just hang around the house?
See this?
Ooh, Twiz.
No. See that? It's like 2 foot long Twizzlers.
Extra long.
That's one of the things I got.
Cool.
And see this button? See this? So here it is.
What does
See
it
that?
say? I'm the boss. Very nice. I like it.
I got that in a card from Zach that says, here, wear this today. That way you know your status, your authority status in the house. And then you open the page up and inside it says, make sure you give it back to mom tomorrow.
Nice.
So I've been wearing my pen, so I'm the boss today.
You're the boss.
Just ask Amy. She told me I could be.
I did a little chores and swam around in the pool a little bit, but other than that, it was a pretty lazy day. I didn't do a whole lot.
Those are good days.
Yeah, it did not suck. And now I get to play my favorite game with some of the, well, certainly I would rather play it with you guys than with the best players on earth.
Well, yeah. There's a lot less pressure with us.
I know. On me too. I mean, it's like everyone's like, he's no Matt Mercer, and I'll be like, you're damn right I'm not. I have one funny voice. That's it.
Let me write this adventure. What do I think the party will do? Oh yeah, frontal assault.
Oh yeah, full frontal assault.
Frontal assault.
It's kind of
In
our
our defense, we start off with other plans.
It's kind of our signature move. Is to kick in the front door.
Someone says, "Hey, let's do this," and we're like, "Yes, that's a great idea." And then as soon as roll initiative, we're all attacking.
Yeah, it's a frontal assault.
Illusion this time.
I was gonna say, to our
It's
credit,
true.
we did as a party sneak past this little problem here.
You snuck past the guards. I was amazed. I thought for sure you guys would be like, we crash the boat into the gates as hard as we can, and then fly off the ship and attack everybody.
That was Plan B.
That was well, that's Plan A, and they were like,
Actually-
well, let's try this.
The problem was Bartos didn't have enough fly spells for everybody, so we
Otherwise, we
decided
still would have done that.
we'd try his illusion thing.
It worked. worked. It worked out great. So now you guys are steaming in towards the nyahydrian mine, your final objective in this particular book. I just want you guys to also know that there are 2 more books in this adventure path after you complete this one. So there's still a lot of adventure left.
I still like the best part of last time. Good night, Phil.
Hey, buddy. See ya.
The best part of last time was galaxy questing the boat along the side there.
It's pretty skinny. I got to be honest with you. It's there's not a lot of room there to get through. They had but the demons had a good chuckle about that. But they
That's
did
what we're out. We're biting chuckles for demons.
Hold on, I better go ahead and get Twitter up right away.
Yeah, you're probably gonna need that. Someone will say something.
Well, so for those of you local, you guys missed a pretty good DICON last weekend. A lot of fun. And I won a prize. I don't know if you guys saw it. You see my giant tank shell. So it's a actual size 17-pound tank, inflatable tank round that I won for playing a desperate but ultimately losing battle in the German versus Soviet tank game. So
who did you play?
So we started out. So Don and I and this other guy named Tom we played this on the Soviet side. We were these Soviet guys, and basically our objective was to try and take over a couple of river fords so that we could secure them to allow our big tanks to come through. And on the other side of the river were the Germans, and they were dug in, and they were going to. So we were playing these other 2 guys who were brothers. And at one point in the game, something happened. There was an incident, and there was a small but vicious. Vicious. It wasn't vicious. There was a small, short. It was a short, sharp argument between the game master and one of the German players, and he stormed off. And walked out of the game and quit the game. So the other guy, who turned out was the storm off guy's brother, the game master goes, well, what are you going to do? He goes, well, he's my brother and he's my ride, so I guess I got to go with him. So he left. So we went from full complement of opponents to no opponents. And so I defected I defected to the German side and mounted a valiant but ultimately failed defense of the thing. They managed to cross over the one ford with 1 tank, and I couldn't kill him, and then the game ended, and that was it. They had crossed the ford, so that was a victory.
So you lost to Don.
I lost to Don and Tom. Yeah,
that's the embarrassing part.
It was really embarrassing, but I won the most valuable player prize, which was an inflatable tank shell. So
it's all worth it.
Yeah, totally worth it. Yeah, it was good. It was we played. I played something like 5 games over 2 days, something like that, and it was great. Played a game I'd never played before called Deadlands. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Have you? Okay. It was fun. It was like sort of Call of Cthulhu meets the Old West.
Pretty much.
And it was a fun time. Laughed a lot. And played a naval miniatures battle, which was fun. And some Pathfinder Society. And then what's the last game that I played? Can't even remember. Wasn't Deadlands. What was it? Oh, X-Wing. I played X-Wing Saturday night.
That's a pretty fun game.
Yeah, it took it. I play it like once a year, so it takes me a couple of rounds to sort of wrap my head around the rules again.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was like all of us players against the GM, and we had to stop a bunch of troop carriers from landing on a rebel planet, which meant we had to knock out all 4 troop carriers, and they were surrounded by like a squadron of like 20 TIE fighters. But it was fun. It was a good time. So there you have it.
So what'd you play in Deadlands?
I played so it was me and this other guy were playing a couple of characters called the Twins, Mr. Cobb and Mr. Everett, who were gunslingers, essentially.
Gotcha.
But we worked for the agency, and we had to go down to Tucker County, West Virginia, to find out who was killing undead down there, especially vampires, and why. But we had to do it quickly because Count Dracula was, if we didn't find out who was killing his vampires in Tucker County, he was going to go down there and solve the problem himself. And nobody wanted that, apparently. So that was our mission. It was fun. It was interesting. I'd never played it before, but it was a fun time. GM was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool game.
Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, so next year, I'm assuming that all of you guys who live here in St. Louis have to go to DICON with Don and I.
You can assume that.
And we're also saying we're going to try and go back to Gen Con next year in 2022. Not this year. I can't go this year because it's September. But next year, I think, yeah, we're going to go back. And Gordon, Jesus Christ, I still have your hip flask. I have to get that back to you. I was cleaning out my travel bag to go to Bob's to play BDC on Friday, and I'm clearing out my stuff so I can put more stuff in it. And I find your flask. I had brought it with me to somewhere where you were going to be, and of course, I forgot to give it back to you.
Not a big deal. I bought another one. They're only like $8 or something.
I feel terrible. I've been holding on to your hip flask for like a year and a half.
I think at that point that's called stole.
Yeah.
It's like possession is 9/10.
Yep.
We borrowed, right?
I think it stops being borrowed after like 8 months. At that point, it's stole.
Greetings, Marcus.
I am very sorry. I was working on something and just lost track of time.
No worries. You're not the latest. So Eric hasn't showed up, and we're still waiting on Matt. So
You guys didn't harp on me on text or anything.
There's video evidence.
Oh, I'm sure there's video evidence.
But we're gonna figure out how to like alter that, because that way we can tell Les that he gave us artifacts each night.
yeah, they're talking about recutting the videos.
Have you ever worked with deep fake videos?
I have not worked with deep fake videos.
We gotta lessons.
We'll start working with them because we need to figure out how to do this.
We're gonna start doing it. Yep.
I'll be looking at one of these deepfake videos, man. I gotta quit drinking.
Actually, let me put it easy,
I gave
because-
everybody artifacts. That's
because I'm
crazy.
sure we're gonna do it in like Monty Python style, like your lower jaw will just unhinge and like
Yeah.
going up and down. As we're like, look, see, Les, you told us this.
It'll be like an animation. Like cartoon lips will come through, like that
Yeah.
orange.
I was thinking more like the Canadians in South Park, just the whole lower.
Hey, bud.
And
What you
one
talking
of
about?
one of us is going to have to spend some time to learn the one voice Les can do. And then we just do that voice.
You guys will never get it. I've worked for years to perfect the one voice.
You're muted,
Something-
Jeff.
That's something Matt Mercer can't do. He hasn't worked for years to perfect the one crappy Cockney voice that you could use for every single NPC.
We're just gonna piece together Dean Martin's Mary Poppins thing.
There you go.
Perfect. Well, while we wait for Eric and Matt, let's
You were just about to say Oren.
and Oren, yeah.
I heard the slip. While we're waiting for Oren, Eric.
Oh man, Don, you missed it. Oren stayed with us all night last
I
night.
saw the email.
Oh my god! And Eric,
He
at one point,
he outlasted me.
he outlasted a lot of people. So at one point, Eric gave him like a whole pizza to eat to try and carb load him and send him down. And it worked. He became tired, and then he became increasingly pissed off, as 1.5-year-olds will when they've been up too long. So he may be sleeping. He may be still sleeping. But so last time, let's talk about last time. So the last time we played, you guys had taken the boat and you were moving upriver. You'd gotten past, but you came past most of the things. You'd actually camped out on the river one night under the cover of some demonic mangroves and stuff like that to stay out of the sight of the feral vrocs that were flying around. But you had come upon a river gate, essentially a block in the river that kept, that controlled traffic going up and down the river. In a startling and unprecedented turn of events, rather than a frontal assault, you guys decided to disguise yourself as the previous crew and talk your way through a plan fraught with hazard, considering your complete and utter lack of experience in any other planning methods. But you made it work. You managed to convince these guys that you were the old captain, because Castiglier, they called him. And although you left a pretty sizable scrape on the side of the on the side of the river gate, you are allowed to pass through unmolested. And that's where we start tonight. You guys are heading upriver, but you can see, as in the distance, you can see the mountain. And when you look at this particular island, it is the mountain. I mean, it's there's mountainous regions around the various parts of this island of Cauliflower, but it is the biggest one. And these mountains are weirdly spiky, and they're not at all like terrestrial mountains. But you can see that the river, which it seems to be flowing, as far as you can tell, from the base of that mountain. So your guess is that this river is obviously being used to transport nyahydrian crystals around the crest of the summit of the mountain, probably 500 to 1,000 feet up in the air. You can see and hear the screeches of the rocks as they fly around and harass each other. Occasionally one will dip out into and swoop down into the forest and come back up with some sort of disgusting animal that it's feeding upon, that kind of stuff, and it tears it apart and the thing, and guts and blood and entrails rain down from the sloppy rocks. Rocks are not known for their tidiness or their table manners, so and these are feral, so they're the worst of the lot. But that's so as you guys keep punching forward upstream, that's basically what you see. You're probably a half a mile from the as you get past the river gate, and you sort of put them out of your sort of behind you, and you feel like you're about a half a mile from the base of the mountain. Is there anything that you guys do between now and actually reaching whatever passes for a pier or a dock under the mountain? Is there something that you guys want to prepare? If you want to strip off your illusionary disguises or what have you,
No, that's been working great.
Okay, stay in a disguise. So you all look like a bunch of Bodaks and Ilindar. Is it Ilindar? You're the one who's looking like Castiglier, right?
Yeah, I think I was the one that was talking. So yeah.
All right. So
Do
you guys
some, some flex poses, just because I'm sure I'm a lot more masculine than I normally am, so that's kind of cool.
All right. So you got.
About something you had said about this boat was retired or something. Can you refresh my memory on what you said about that?
About the boat?
Yeah, when we tried to bluff our way through, it was grounded or.
Well, they mentioned that that Castiglier had sort of been fired or let go or just not needed anymore, and you weren't sure what they meant by that. The guy was like sort of like, you don't I didn't know they were still using you or something like that, that kind of thing. I thought they didn't need you anymore, and you guys sort of like sort of pass, it's a new thing, that kind of thing or something like that.
That's why I lied like a politician.
Yeah, did a pretty good job of it too. Keeping my eye on you.
Hello all. Sorry I'm
There's
late.
Matt.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late.
Happy Father's Day, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy Father's Day to you as well, and all the fathers out there.
Thank you. How did you do anything fun for Father's Day? X-Man gave you a new tie?
No, he took me to see Peter Rabbit 2, which after the movie he said it wasn't as big a cash grab as I thought it was. It's gonna be.
The man is wise beyond his years.
Yeah.
How old is Xander now?
He's 10.
10. Holy jeepers.
Yeah, and he's right here to talk to Ray.
Where is it? Hey, there he is. How you doing, X-Man?
Good. I am right now. My hair is being cut off.
Yeah,
Why is my hair?
Don't do it. Speaking. Look at me. Look what happened to me when they did that.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
See, last
Keep
time
your hair.
one too many videos.
They just said it was going to be a trim.
Yeah, we had a good Father's Day.
Good.
He got me an awesome Father's Day cap. It says "Awesome Dad," which I said the first Father's Day I got a world's #1 dad, right? The world's best dad, and the next year I got a #1 dad. Now I'm an awesome dad, so I'm trending down to good.
You
dad.
sort of, yeah.
Pretty soon it's gonna be world's okayest dad.
World's okayest dad. It's gonna be perfect. Well, we're just
no. I posted it. They saw it. Good night, buddy. I love you. What's that? What do you say?
So we were just recapping. You didn't miss much. We were just recapping what happened last time. How you guys eschewed the frontal assault approach normally taken, and used duplicitousness and trickery to get your boat past the river gate.
Well, if one thing Paladins knows, it's duplicitous and trickery.
That's true. But you guys managed to do it, and so you guys get past there, and you're about half a mile from the mountain. The mountain sort of stands up here. It looks like the river seems to be coming, like the base of the river is essentially the base of the mountain. So, they both sort of come to the same place. And Mike or Gordon was asking a question. There was a moment where the demons said, we had thought that, they didn't need you anymore, that Hep Samira had let you go, that kind of stuff. And Mike had come up with some malarkey about, being reinstated and stuff like that. Yeah. Fast
Talk
talk.
through the fast talk.
But yeah, no, Gordon, you're absolutely right. They did say something like, I thought they didn't need you anymore, kind of along those lines.
Right.
Good chance of bluff is not going to work the next time, probably, right? Because wherever we're going is there, right? Or the next stop is the mine, or do we have further to go to that?
Well, it's only about a half a mile away, so yeah, you're not very far away. I mean, you could see pretty clearly that the river and the mountain sort of intersect, sort of right there. It's not very far. So yeah, I don't know if it's maybe bluff will work. I don't know, but they did mention it.
Am I in the right game? Oh no, never mind. I'm in the wrong game. I went to quarantines with the classic somehow on the full 20. I must have hit the wrong Zoom link.
Oh yeah, I sent out it was a newer email. It probably went down a little bit.
I see it now.
Gotcha.
Hey, that's why the Zoom broke the first time I went to. All right, here we go. Wrath of the Righteous.
Hey, real quick, while we got a break, I was about to ask, put Les on the spot, and then ask Matt and Chuck and Dan something. Are you still planning on doing your September-ish or like Labor Day pool party?
Me?
Yes, you.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I gotta. I'm still trying to work out the details, but yeah, I'm hoping to.
So then the question becomes more, and this is more to Chuck, Matt, and Dan. If we had like a year's notice, like for next year's, what's the possibilities of you guys being able to get out here for a weekend?
I think it's strong for me. When it's a major holiday, it might be harder for me sometimes, but because I seem to be booked years in advance for my wife. But I think she could do without me one Labor Day maybe.
Or yeah, not right on Labor Day, just something around Labor Day. Yeah. I was just thinking
Kwanzaa.
It's usually like the Saturday. Is
Yom Kippur maybe.
Kwanzaa.
I just didn't know if that was because like obviously I'm putting the three of you on the spot because most of us are local. So for us, it's like, a half an hour to an hour's drive.
Yep. I was already laying the groundwork saying I want to do a con with my boys, my boys and Jennifer online.
For me, that's really only an extra 23 hours. So
yeah, that's only
it's 35 minutes plus the 23 hours to get within 35 minutes.
After being in the house with me for 15 months, I'm pretty sure my wife wants to send me to Siberia.
She'd be like, "Hey, hon, can I go?" She's like, "No, sure, go ahead."
Yeah.
But son, I haven't there yet. No, go ahead.
I don't care where it is, just go.
So I figured this year would probably be too soon to do something like that, but
yeah, I'd love to.
That would be super cool to get to hang out with all you guys in person, just even if it's just for a couple hours at a pool party.
Les, make sure you invite some normal people too, so they can freak out when they hear us talking about our characters. That's
no way. No normies allowed.
We're talking about like having a fight with somebody, like, oh yeah, we're in this battle, and this guy came in, I was punching him. We're like, what is he talking about? When did you guys get to a fight?
Yeah, I think the normals will run when we start discussing the head bag.
Yeah.
The head bag, yeah.
The head bag always does it.
Yeah.
No, I think that would be great. And I get that it's, you live in New York and Texas and Florida. I mean, I know that it'd be tough to do. So certainly understandable. But I also think, Matt touched on it a little bit. Like, ultimately we're going to Gen Con next year in August. So it would be, and Don cooked up a scheme whereby it's not nearly as expensive to go, because we basically get RVs and stay in RVs and outside of town, and it worked out great. We were close to everything. We had no problems, and it was fantastic, and we had a great time.
When you look at it, going to Gen Con, the biggest cost is housing, with the hotels costing so much and everything. But yeah, staying at that campsite just 4 miles away from the convention center was wonderful.
Cool. Yeah, I'd love to do that. Well, I would think it'd be fun. I heard that Branson's a real hoot and holler place in Missouri, right?
Branson is happening.
Yeah.
If you like Branson, you'll love Silver Dollar City.
Hey, Dan, I don't think your voice is working.
I've never seen either one, except I understand Atlantic City is the Branson of the sea.
Dan, talk a little bit. I don't think I can hear you.
Me?
Who?
Yeah, there he goes. I can hear him.
I can hear Dan.
Oh, I wasn't talking. Sorry.
Oh.
He's just moving his lips.
He's pretending to talk.
But just while I've got the floor, I'll quickly say I would love to be part of anything like that you guys plan. September is not a great time for me to get time off, but it's always possible.
Well, so Gen Con is in September this year because they pushed it
usually
back
August.
to deal with COVID stuff. But next year, I'm assuming that they're going to be back in early August,
Right.
which is when it normally is.
Does anybody do any of the gaming cruises or anything like that? The last couple big game cons I went to were on cruises.
Really?
Like,
Oh.
BGG Con, which is like it's 6,000 people on the boat, but 1,000 of them were just gamers. So we had a whole section of the boat that was just ours. That was awesome.
What the heck is that? I had never heard of the cruise ship stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll send you some if you're interested. I'll send you some stuff. We were going to go to the one this year in was doing the Med, the world's largest ship that just came off the line, but it got pushed back till 2022. But it's and there's a BGG one going across from like Seattle to Alaska to Tokyo, 18 days of straight gaming, which is I'll be divorced. I'll be divorced if I take that shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking quite that commitment, but yeah.
Yeah, it's usually like 5-6 days. I think the one we were on last year was 9 days.
9 days of a gaming cruise? That must have been awesome.
Yeah.
You have to send me the link to that website.
I will.
I gotta check that out. All right, but speaking of games, let's play this game. So you guys are approaching. You've gotten through the river gate. There's a big scratch on the side of the boat, but you've managed to get there okay. You guys are approaching the mountain, which houses the nyahydrian mine, and it looks like that the river is actually the mouth of the river, not the mouth, the opposite of the mouth of the river, the tail of the river, the butt of the river starts at the mountain. It looks like. It looks like it's the source of the river. So, you guys are kind of moving along and trying to get there. You guys are maybe a quarter mile out from the mountain. What do you guys do? You're staying in disguise, right?
I did have a question. I was asking, as a paladin, didn't we have some sort of disguise for me last time? I was trying to remember. I can't wander around in my shiny armor and holy symbols.
Well, we're still currently disguised, I believe.
Yeah, that's
all.
what.
Well, that's up to
As
Carlos.
Well, right. That's up to it's his spell that's disguising us.
I'll keep on until it's not worthwhile. I'll keep it going.
So you're a Bodak of Iomade.
So my question is, given the fact that this boat is I guess out of commission or unnecessary, how much attention is it going to call to pull it straight up to the pier?
Yeah, I don't think we should.
And then the other part of it is what appears to be on either side of the channel that we're in, and would it be worth sort of beaching it and then try to go on foot from there? And that I don't know that we know the answer to that question because we really have no idea what's in these woods, but.
God damn it. My fault. My fault.
You didn't have to say that. We all knew.
We knew it was you.
Yeah.
We knew who it was.
Oh, there goes Matt again.
So yeah, I mean, you're a quarter mile away. I mean, you can get. I mean, do you guys have a spyglass or anything like that, or do you just want to do some perception checks?
Yeah, it's called Ziggy.
Got some. Yeah,
Yeah.
just send Siggy into the mouth of the den of
Well,
iniquity.
I figure Siggy can fly stealthily enough, low enough that the rocks aren't going to notice a small, well, medium size, but basically an owl compared to what they're looking at. Because I'm guessing the prey that they're going down and snatching is larger stuff.
Yeah, it's big. So I mean, they look like these big sort of like, I don't know. One of them got one of these like dinosaur-looking things that he dragged up there, and they just tore it apart in midair. That's how they're eating these things.
Yeah.
But
And
there are various kinds of.
One of Siggy's skills is aerial recon. So to go along with the really high stealth roll, I figure
Okay.
I can send Siggy in to kind of look around.
And I always ask this question because I always forget. You look through Ziggy's eyes, right?
I can, yes.
Okay. All right. So do you want to go ahead and roll I mean, is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I want to do aerial recon.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check for Siggy.
Okay, that's what I'm looking up because I know it's high, but I don't remember what it is. There we go. $24.
24. Okay, so yeah, Siggy flies over there, and basically, so the first thing that you asked was about what's on the edges of the channel,
Right.
and it's essentially more of the same, right? It's that sort of jungle and a little bit like mangrove swampy. So when you guys parked for the night last night, you guys kind of like hunkered down inside with some overgrowth kind of over the boat to hide yourselves from the rocks in the air, and it was pretty thing. So it gets, the channel remains pretty deep, but there are these big sort of plants. I mean, there's no like beached shore that you could put in at. It's mostly like plants and kind of swampy looking and that kind of stuff. I mean, you could probably just like slam in there, but it would mean that you would have to probably either fly out of there or walk through or swim through the river to get to where you're going. Now that said, that foliage stops about 100 yards from the mouth, from the opening in the mountain. And that's what Siggy sees. So when Siggy flies closer to the opening of the mountain, he sees a couple of things. One, it looks like this river actually comes out of the mountain on the left. So Siggy will see a couple of things. So imagine if you're looking straight down up the river at the mountain, there's like a fairly large lagoon that that sort of is in front of the mountain, sort of like right there in front. And on that lagoon, you can see a couple of things. One, to the left, as you're looking at it, is like a waterfall coming out from about 20 feet, some sort of fissure in the rock, coming out about 20 feet out and water falling down into the lagoon. This could be the actual source of the water in the in the river, because it's a pretty strong waterfall. Over to the right is a large sort of cave mouth, and it's a cave mouth in the extent that you can, and if you're looking through Siggy's eyes, you can see that this was once a natural cave mouth, but has been chipped away into a much more sort of managed opening. So there you can see that it was once very natural, but that a lot of the natural bits about it have been chipped away to create this larger this larger opening. What you don't see is any people or creatures or anything, just the water and this opening in the mountain. Now Siggy gets a little bold and takes a couple of passes by the opening just to sort of like fly by very quickly, and gets up and peek and does a little peeking in, some flyby peeks in. It looks like inside that opening is a very large cave. But it didn't see any creatures in it.
And we can't tell if that is actually a cave that goes into tunnels that also go under the mountain, or if it's just a dead end sort of cave situation.
I mean,
Can't tell. Yeah, I mean, it goes back pretty deep. It's kind of dark in there,
Yeah.
so it's you can't tell.
Okay.
Siggy couldn't see what Siggy will tell you is he couldn't see the back of the cave.
Right.
So
to metagame, I would say that it makes sense that there's nothing on the surface. They don't want to draw any attention to themselves they do everything underground in a way that's prying eyes as much as possible.
Could be. Gordon, what were you saying?
I'm saying let's check that and make sure there's nothing else like around the cave mouth on the outside, up at the top of the peaks and that kind of thing, just to make
Do
sure.
we have any?
I can
Anybody
send
good at
Otto.
checking for illusions? Because I think it might be an illusion magic too. Could probably hide stuff.
That's a good idea.
So at the top of the mountain, there are the vrocks. So the mountain itself is probably 1,200 to 1,400 feet high, and it kind of goes in a weird, sort of very spiky looking mountain. It doesn't look like an earthly mountain. It's definitely an abyssal mountain.
I think he means like the top of the cave mouth.
Okay.
The top of that.
Okay, did not get that. So the cave mouth itself goes up pretty high, about 40 feet. And at least from your reckoning through Siggy's eyes, it's probably about 30 feet wide. So it's like a big arch. The top of it is more natural. Looks like they just like chopped out, but the sides are quite smooth, from them, managing it, chopping it out, smoothing it out, making it better.
No miners' homes or any kind of outbuildings, or that's what I would just say we should look for, is any guard posts, that kind of thing.
There really isn't a lot of space for that. The lagoon is right there. It's big enough, and you're looking at this lagoon and you're like, that's not very big. The boat that you're on is probably just big enough just small enough to get into that lagoon. I mean, with a little bit. I mean, it's not like going through the gates, but the boat that you're on would significantly fill the lagoon. But yeah, no outbuildings, nothing like that. Just the big cave mouth and the waterfall coming up from about 20 feet. It's about 20, 30 feet up from the lagoon. There's a boatload of water coming out of there, though.
And I'm thinking, given what we know about the water in this river, we don't want to get anywhere near that.
It's poison. Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems like what we could expect, perhaps, is that the way that their system worked prior to them decommissioning this ship was that it probably actually went into that cave, went to some point in that cave, was loaded up, and then sailed out of that cave. Or not sailed, but was pulled by whatever that dead creature was. Because I don't see any sort of ways from the pier that they would have loaded a boat, right?
It's possible. I mean, the lagoon would have to be pretty deep. So, I mean, I guess you have to make the assumption that, well, I mean, obviously this boat, they loaded it somehow. This was the boat that they used to carry the nyahydrian crystal until some other solution, if we're interpreting the demons on the gate right, until some other solution was come to, and this guy was sort of like released from service or whatever. So they must have loaded it somehow. It's possible that, I mean, this boat can get into the lagoon and get back out, but there's no like pier or docking area or anything. There's a small sort of, I guess, for lack of a better term, like a beach, but it's not a beach in the traditional sense of where it's like the sand and stuff like that. It's pretty rocky. You're not sure. Well, none of you have really profession sailor, but you would be reluctant to push a boat up onto there. You're worried that it could damage a boat pretty significantly if you pushed it up there. So it's possible they brought it up here and then just sort of floated it out to the barge and loaded it that way, like you would load a ship without a deep water port. I don't know. It's possible they could have
But that's the question. We don't see any barges that would run interstitial from the land to the ship.
We don't see any docks or
no.
And as far as the ground is concerned, if they had been using anything to load this ship for any period of time, there would be tracks, there would be wear marks, there would be something. So that's what I'm saying. Does it seem to me that it's fairly apparent that this ship went up the cave mouth and got whatever it was going to get, however that works, because we can't see in it yet?
It's possible. It's possible that the ship would have gone, that you could potentially. So you're saying instead of move the crystals out to the ship, you're talking about move the ship closer to the crystals. That sure, yeah, absolutely, that would have been a possibility.
But at this point, I don't see any other way that the crystals would have been delivered to the ship.
There's no pier. There's no.
Right.
There doesn't seem. There's no boats.
Right.
Well, I mean, not for nothing, but what about magic?
Well, yeah, of course, but I'm just saying.
one of those big beast grasping hands or something, or a tensor plates. I forget what those are called now, at least in Pathfinder, where you where you have the floating plates to bring heavy stuff out.
Well, and she, we're talking about Hepzibah
makes
here.
sense what you're looking
She's got
for.
a legion of demons under her command. She probably just says, "Grab that stuff, carry it out to the boat," and they wouldn't care about the water.
Could they teleport with weight on them?
Theoretically, yes. The problem is that nyahydrian crystals radiate a certain kind of magic that precludes teleportation. You can't teleport with them.
Good.
You have to walk them across. That's why they had the big gate at the refinery.
Just a thought. Maybe we should keep some nyahydrian dust to throw on teleporters in the future, so they can't teleport away from us. Like Gato, for example. Hey Gato, by the way, I sent you 2 whisper emails or 2 whisper notes here.
I don't know where he is. He's not in his chair though.
I got Gato.
Sometimes he's just off the screen.
I was getting some. Yep.
Okay. I sent you a note of the whisper. Some secret that Les can't know.
Tell me.
So I didn't.
Did you receive it? Did you receive it?
I did not.
Oh, I'll resend it. Sorry.
Oh, I got it. No, I was kidding.
Resend it to me too.
He was going to help me with Flash's character sheet. I sent it 2 weeks ago, but I guess he didn't get it, so I'm sending it again.
So you don't see any boats, any piers or any sort of areas where that this ship could tie up to. It's just a pretty wide, fairly rocky sort of beach area underneath this large sort of archway that leads into the cave. And from Siggy's point of view, Siggy flew by there and could not see the opposite side of the cave. So it looked to Siggy like one enormous cave route.
So the question is, do we gain anything by trying to be stealthy and not take this boat right up to the entrance and just hop off and take it from there?
You could get about 80 or 100 yards away and sort of meander your way over there. It would not be easy. There are some sheer rocks and stuff like that would be hard to kind of crawl over, but you could potentially do it.
But we could wade ashore if we needed to.
Well, the water, as Farina pointed out, so Farina did some experiments on the water using her elvish alchemistry knowledge, and she realized that the water's very poisonous, and it gets worse as you get closer to the mountain.
And we'd have to dimension. I mean, Bartos can dimension door. He can teleport. We can fly with Storm. There's ways we can get there.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, do we want to hide the boat and try to get there without them seeing this boat, or do we want to just ram the boat up there as close as we can get it and then go from there? I don't know. There's no way we can really know a right or wrong here, so it's just going to have to be what people want to do.
See, you didn't see any guards or anything. I mean, nothing as far as she could tell.
Yeah, but she couldn't see through illusory magic, probably though, right?
Not unless she interacted with it. Yeah.
What would be the equivalent of demon camouflage, like aerial camouflage? Because you're trying to hide stuff from things that could fly.
It could be a permanent illusion of some sort. Most illusions, require concentration. So I don't know if anybody. I mean, you're not expected. So I don't know that they would have somebody on staff like maintain the illusion in case those guys from Illusionaria show up. They don't know you're coming. Now, Hepzibah certainly would be aware. So Hepzibah would be aware of a couple of things. One, she would be aware that Minago's dead and that you guys did it. That would put you guys in Illusionaria, but frankly, and while she's trying to cut a deal with Nocticula, there's no reason for her to think. And certainly Nocticula would probably keep this quiet. There's no reason for Hepzibah to think that you have met with Nocticula and gotten. Hepzibah doesn't know that you guys know where the nyahydrian mine is, because they don't. In Hepzibah's mind, she doesn't know that Nocticula knows where the mine is. She thinks she's getting one over. Now she's been sort of trying to cut a deal with Nocticula to sort of legitimize their operation. But as far as Hepzibah knows, Nocticula doesn't know that they're mining these crystals.
Right, but it makes sense to me that, especially in a world where the the lord of this domain or the lady of this domain, and has a lot of flying creatures and teleporting creatures around, you want to draw no attention to this spot, so she wouldn't have anything on the surface like mine tailings and boats and everything loading up.
That's a good point.
People would go, hey, I wonder what that is. There's got to be, I don't know if it's illusion or if it's you drive right into the mountain or something we're not seeing here, but it doesn't make sense to me that like if I was trying to hide something, I would certainly go out of my way to make sure that Naticula couldn't find it.
Well,
That'd be a neat trick to hide something from a demon lord on her own plane.
Right, a teleporting demon lord.
Yeah.
So most mines only have one entrance. Chances are this is the only way to get into this place. I mean, we can do some recon with Ziggy and Otto and try to see if there's maybe secondary entrances, but that's probably not going to be the case. Because most mines, you got an entry point and then you go into the mine.
Yeah, I was thinking this cave entrance is probably it for the same reason Matt's talking about. It keeps everything out of view from anything that just happens to be passing over.
Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see this if you were flying over this mountain. You wouldn't see this cave entrance. It's inset a little bit.
Right. So it makes sense that for demon satellite systems, you're off the grid.
Well, and Calafir is pretty far away from Illusionera. If Illusionera is the like sort of capital city of this plane, I'm trying to think of where Calafir would be. Hold on a second.
How big is this plane, Les? I mean, are we talking like Earth size or Jupiter size or?
You're guessing that it's not quite Earth size. It's but it's an ocean plane and it's populated by these islands. So probably not Earth sized. I would guess. All right.
Oh God, it's Waterworld.
Probably the size of like a hemisphere or a quarter sphere. I guess like the southwestern hemisphere, kind of about that size.
So still really big.
Yeah, pretty big. So you're she teleported you here, but if you recollect the map, Calafir, I don't know, I'm gonna have to look because it's bugging me. Calafir is, I think, a couple hundred miles from Illusionera, nautical miles. Hold on, let me find out for sure. I have to find out which one is Calafir. One moment, please.
These things are dead demons, you said, right, Les? These nyahydrian crystals. They're essentially crystallized bones of demons, like fossils.
Blood, yeah. It's like fossilized demon blood, demon lord blood.
So something happened here at some point in the past.
Right. So we got to find it could be like a tomb of a demon lord or some sort of thing that they're farming from a demon giant lord, or who knows.
Wireless will go for a full frontal assault in this case.
We got your back.
That's like the only option, I think.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It's the only option.
That's always our plan, right?
I was gonna say it works out because that's our MO. So
yeah, that was our whole warehouse plan, right? Let's go in for a quick little encounter, and it turns into like a 4-week slog.
Can we do a thing of attrition where we don't really just go in and stay until everything's clear out? Let's just go in and whittle a little bit and then leave.
Don't we normally send you in and then you get knocked out by teleporting demons or whatever, and then we got to go in and send a rescue mission, and it turns into
a disappears. He
pitch battle.
Oh,
Yep.
I am definitely disappearing if I get in trouble.
Then we start questioning, the loyalty. Like, where'd he go?
I mean, the other option is to go up top of this thing and look around up top and see if there's different access points.
I think we should. I mean, I seriously think we should drop Gatto off somewhere where he can do some sneaking. I mean, this is his caravan guard strong suit here.
So we've already wasted 30 minutes pretending we're going to do strategy here. Let's just.
Gordon popping that bubble.
Bubbles be popping.
Yes, we're going to go in the cave.
So he's taking.
Gatto's going to disappear. We're going to find him on Hepsimir's lap 2 episodes from now.
Yep.
Because he switched sides because she's really bad.
I have never, ever betrayed you guys. You've always questioned me, but I have never betrayed you guys.
Define betray.
I believe him.
I'm sorry.
Didn't
What's
you-
that? What's that mark on your face?
Yeah, didn't you French kiss a demon recently?
Well, okay. With the mark on the face, that's when you have to ask the question that Mike Phillips just mentioned. Define betray.
Oh, yeah.
Gatto doesn't feel he has ever betrayed you guys.
Well, now that we know your justification skill is plus 35.
So the island of Calafir is about, according to this map, it's about 220, 240 nautical miles as the crow flies from Elishanera. So, and that's relatively close. There's a lot of other islands out of sort of in this huge archipelago that probably goes 1,200 to 1,400 miles in so not so much circumference, but in linear distance. So pretty far from Elishanera. And so to that point, it's your guess is that it's unlikely that Hepsimira is waiting for you. It's more likely she doesn't know you guys are coming. She would be aware that you guys are on this plane, and she would be aware of your history of being pains in her ass. And she's probably aware that you guys destroyed the refinery on the prime material plane because it's been 2 weeks ago now, and Minago probably would have ratted you guys out at her first opportunity before you killed her. But as far as, Hepsimira is a powerful, powerful demon, and she's probably thinks it unlikely that you guys would be so foolish as to come after her.
That's
Yes.
what everyone thinks about us.
She underestimates our foolishness.
Yeah.
Now,
We'll not have our foolishness underestimated.
Ilindar, have you relayed information to the rest of the group that Gatto can single-handedly kill her if everything works out great?
No,
Okay, I won't mention that then.
because Ilindar thinks that plan has way too many gaps in it still. Not gaps, has too many ifs that have to happen before it's viable.
Les, I got kind of a side story going that I need to talk to you about too before we get into this.
Okay.
Vang, I just Bardos has a chance always of feeling when he's getting sprayed on, right? He can sometimes sense that.
Sometimes, yeah. So essentially, if the subject of a scry would get like a will save, and if they make that save, they wouldn't necessarily be able to interfere with the scry. Well, they might in some other way, but they would be made aware that that something's watching.
And you haven't really said much about Vang in quite a while. So has he laid low, or does Bartles feel like he's still watching us?
To your knowledge, in the last, so you've been in Elishanera for only like a couple of weeks. So in those couple of weeks, you've not noticed any instances. The only instance that Vang contacted you was that note, and beyond that, you didn't detect any instances of scrying or any furtive watchers in the distance or anything like that.
I fully expect that when we get around to him, we'll find out that he went to his summer house in Menzo Baranzan.
Hey guys, what are you guys doing here? This is crazy.
Yeah.
What are the chances?
Kick back in a lawn chair, toes in the river, PBR. Hey, what are you guys doing?
We'll have a place to stay there then, right?
Yeah, Bartos, I haven't seen you for age.
He's got his Gandalf pipe there, that big old long pipe. Just, hey, what's up, guys?
Worms falling off his face, making a big mess. But yeah, no. To your question, you have not detected any scries on you.
Hey, we'll let that lie for now then.
So are we sailing into this cave?
Don, did you see that message?
Yeah, I gotta remember.
Just check the box that you like me. Come on.
Just say the message out loud.
You hold hands in study hall.
Just hold on.
Say the message out loud.
Say the message. No, not the part about Les. Don't say that part out loud.
Les is getting some FOMO going on here.
Say the last part.
Les, is next week B team or is it C team?
Next week's Traveler, C team. So, all right. So Don, I remember. So, I mean, nobody has addressed Chuck's question.
Which was what?
What are you guys? Are you guys
we
just
taking the
sailing this
ship
boat?
into the cave? Because at this point, I mean, honestly, we've got a rocky shore we could try to ditch on, which would probably destroy the boat, and we're in poison water. On the other side, we have a waterfall full of poison water. I mean, it seems like one of those deals where there's really only one way to go.
Just counterpoint here. Since we can dimension door and other things, what about sending Storm with some invisible people over like Gatto to go view the situation? And that splits the party though. But before we walk into it,
you guys are awfully quick to put Gatto as the point of the spear these days. I tell you,
they're very quick to do that.
Hey,
and then not trust him.
That's his thing.
Yeah, that's your thing, Gatto.
I don't think most people worry too much about trust and fodder.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all know he's gone native here, but he can't speak.
I have not.
He's gone native.
I mean, it's not really a lack of trust; it's a lack of concern. I think.
Just a simple caravan
for Gatto's well-being, which doesn't sound very nice, but I think that the reason for it, though, obviously, is Gatto is the one when he's invisible that can probably not be detected by anything.
Otto's got a huge stealth too.
Yeah.
How about you guys put me ashore? I will draw radiance and claim this island for.
That goes hand in hand with our full frontal assault plan.
Yeah.
Claim this mountain in the name of Iomade. Yeah, you might as well. It's like if you bring one of those boat horns inside. You know.
Yeah, Iomade is doing something. She's like, "Wait, what?"
What?
Gatto's mouth opens way wider than it's supposed to, and a woman's voice comes out and says, "Please don't do that."
So, but to the other point of that, if do we have the spell power to make Storm and maybe Gatto or whoever else is extremely stealthy, invisible, and have message going?
I'm stealthy.
Yeah, like Otto, Gatto, and
for
Storm.
greater aerial recon.
Otto can talk to me. I can see through Otto's eyes up to a mile. I mean, we're basically one and the same.
Right.
And he is super stealthy, right?
And he's super stealthy.
Yeah.
Otto is, but he can't fly.
I'm zero
Yeah,
stealthy.
Storm's moderately stealthy because she's freaking huge.
Right. But the other question,
Otherwise, she's very stealthy. But yeah, she's only moderately stealthy.
The other question is what
plus 17.
What kind of vision do we have?
Are you
Because
saying she's Scottish stealthy? She's freaking huge.
Yeah, she comes on like a fire truck.
because the bird only has low light. So I'm guessing once you get far enough into a cave system, unless there is torches or magical light that they've got in there, the bird's going to be blind.
Good point.
Storm's got dark vision. Well, Storm's stealth is only plus 11. So
owls like the dark, though. They can see pretty good.
Yeah, yes, they can see low light. So any
It's
light
low light vision.
Oh, yeah, okay.
is magnified, and they can use that to their advantage. If there is zero light, they're blind.
Right.
So I guess what I'm looking at is, do Otto or Storm or any of them have actual dark vision?
Otto's low light too, but I can do. Let me mess around with my spells because I can make some adjustments through animal focuses and see if I can improve that.
I don't think split up like this, so I think we should go in all together.
yeah, Storm's got dark vision, but like I said, she's just so not as stealthy as the other guys.
Right.
Chances are there's not going to be anything going on here, and then at some point shit's going to hit the fan, and we need to be together for that when it happens.
I already recently died again, so I'm good with, I'm down with for whatever. I feel like this is the bonus life I'm on right now.
Gordon, don't you ever want to just try something?
I agree, Les.
Les wants the auto pult.
Gatto also only has low light vision.
I thought you had magic that gave you dark vision.
Let me check.
Don't you have a ring or something?
He hasn't told us about that item he stole yet.
Oh.
Yeah. What is
I do not have a ring that gives me dark vision.
Well, I'm sorry, I thought you had to
that was very precisely worded, wasn't it?
Yeah, threaded the needle there.
counsel.
Oddly
That was
specific.
very lawyerish.
What,
Hey,
what about the
Gatto, what-
armadillo?
Yeah. Got it. What powers does the hand of Vecna give you again?
All right, so you guys construct a rudimentary autopult on the deck of the ship.
That's what Storm is. Storm is the Opult.
An auto boucher.
Put anyone's name in front of there, and then Opult. That's what Storm ends up being.
Very cool.
I need to know what the inside of the cave looks like so I can choose my background accordingly.
So, what are you going to do?
So we're just going to drive in and say, hey, ring the bell, ask for assistance, see if they have a room available.
We're going Normandy D-Day, Utah
We're
Beach.
so damn lost. You guys know where Illusionaire is. I can't even. We got turned around at Califair at the mouth of the river. And now we have no idea where we are.
It's called Sweep and Clear.
Yeah.
Sweep and clear. I think that's Plan A, subtoken I. Frontal assault, sweep and clear. All right, so you guys pull the boat slowly into the lagoon, and you pull up close enough where your DM can now change the map.
It's about damn time.
Yeah. We've been waiting.
All right, can you guys see that?
Maybe.
Yeah, I see some
Maybe.
purple.
Yes.
All right, so this over here is the lagoon, as you can see. All right, and you can see the waterfall is kind of happening over here. This is it's hard to kind of see because of the way I have the dynamic lighting doing, but there's water pouring down from here about 30 feet up. There's like a little jagged lip in the thing, and water is coming down here. Lots and lots of water, so it's making quite a splash, as you can see. As you get closer, you do see that there does seem to be some sort of little opening here. And then this is the rough rock beach that sort of and it angles upward a little bit into the much larger cave. You can't really see any detail in here. You can see that there is a little channel of the water that's going into the cave, and you can see what looks to be some sort of pool in the background. But beyond that, you do not see any creatures or guards or demons or piles of nyahydrian crystal or ore carts or anything like that.
Hey guys, it's not lost to me that our boat is almost the exact same size as that waterfall opening that we can't see. Just a thought. Maybe there's something behind that waterfall.
Yeah, with it spraying down on us, I'm sure we'll be fine.
You do, as you
check for illusions, like we were going to, like you suggested, Matt.
Say again.
Did you check for an illusion?
I don't think I'm the right person to check for an illusion.
Oh, I thought you
I'm
would
the paladin.
suggest that. Is there
I
somebody
did suggest it. I just can't do it myself.
You can't
And I think
execute it.
That
You
waterfall would
suggested
be a
it, you
perfect,
can't execute
that
it.
waterfall would be a perfect illusion to check for.
I think there's a lot of potential illusions here.
Well,
I
go
can't
interact
check
with it.
go interact.
Go get burned by it, and then
Hurry up, quicker. So as you
I'll be
guys are
back-
sort
I'll
of,
be back in a couple minutes.
I'll be back in a couple minutes. So as you guys are sort of like, as you pull into the lagoon, you hear a voice in your head, and it's female, but it sounds strange. Let me give you the flavor text real quick. This foul-smelling river ends at a narrow little box canyon hemmed in on three sides by very high cliffs of dark purple stone. A pool of water gathers at the base. This is the lagoon of a 1,200 high cascade, or 30-foot high cascade of water pouring down from a crack in the cliff. Just to the east yawns a dark cave entrance. The opening is about 60 feet wide and about 40 feet tall, and looms quite high. Never mind. There is a little river that goes in there. As you guys pull up and sort of stop the boat in this lagoon, you hear a voice in your head.
In our minds.
It's female, but you hear it. But it sounds strange. Like, hello,
is a Cockney female.
hello, creatures. I'm glad you've come here to help me. Welcome to the headwaters of the River of Bliss. And she says, "I will aid you if you promise to help me. What say you?" And you could tell that this creature is trying to sound sort of weirdly alluring, but that's not the effect that it has. It's sort of like
It's the copier repair demon's wife.
it could be. She's like, if you if you visitors will agree to help me, I promise that you will be richly rewarded.
I think we're gonna let Lothar field this one.
Not Gatto.
Not Otto.
You all, I could see you from my hidden space. I could tell that you are powerful warriors and mages that probably come to take your fight to Hepzibah and her demons. I could potentially be of aid to you if you could be of aid to me.
Ew. This is definitely not a Farina contact situation.
So I'm game.
No.
Maybe I should show you myself so you understand what the nature of my reward might be, and at that point you see
We hold our hand up. No. You're actually not doing yourself any favors.
you see a creature. At first you're like, "What the hell is that?" And it's walking down the little ramp walkway of that little doorway here, and it finally gets into the light. Sort of the edge of the thing. You're like, "What is that?"
Where's it walking from? Oh, I see it.
It's walking down this area
Yep.
here. When you see her, you see this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right up Gatto's alley.
So
go get her, man.
You get anybody got knowledge planes or anything like that?
Yes, hang on.
No, but Karina's got an arrow knocked.
Karina's got knowledge arrow.
Yeah.
She's still granola for a demon looking.
Knowledge planes 29.
29. So this creature, you're not sure what kind of creature it is, but it's reminiscent of something called an omox. And let me just tell you a little bit about what those are. But the creature is definitely trying to shape itself into a form of like a succubus. But an omox itself is a creature that is a rancid smelling mound of animated ooze that has about its shifting confidence the hideous shape of a half melted man. So it's like an ooze or a slime, but this one has shaped itself into the shape that your guess is that it's trying to look
like a succubus.
Yeah, it's definitely trying to look like a succubus. And if it will just have another look here. You could see that it's trying to be sort of alluring.
Seductive and alluring.
Yeah, it's seductive. And you can tell the way it talks to you guys that it's trying to, even closer up, I can see how wonderfully handsome and beautiful you all are. I know that this is surely you will be able to defeat Hepzibah, and maybe I can be of help to you in this if you would give me something as well.
Once upon a time, Flash would have been repulsed by this, but then he went down the intestinal tract of a turtle. So
nothing. It's like whatever.
You're like a shit demon shaped like a succubus. This is like
no. Must be Tuesday.
Maybe not.
This is what we call a Tuesday.
So was anybody on board for a shit demon girlfriend?
Gatto.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not one of these.
Give me some sugar.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Bartos is kind of lonely. Did the 41 do anything less? Did you see that Bartos got a natural 20 on that roll?
Oh, on the knowledge planes? Was that a knowledge planes roll? All right, natural 20. Yeah, this is definitely an omox. So omoxes are like basically slime demons, and they tend to be horrible. They're also very evil, but But in this case, you know, you're not sure.
You leaving?
You've never seen a succubus shaped one.
The boys are hammered with that for the moment.
I'm okay for hearing what she has to offer, but
I'm on mute.
I'm not.
You're not on mute.
You're not on mute.
Sure you are, Jennifer. Don't worry about it.
Hi, Marley Jane.
Now she's on mute. Oh, she was.
Do you remember her when she was itty bitty?
Yes, I was her gym set. Her and her sister used to climb me like a hill. So anyway,
like I said, I'm okay for hearing what she says, but not.
Well, this used to
much of the deal.
Illendar, you're leaning closer to Gato. You're supposed to be leaning closer to me. We don't want to hear what she has to say, except I'm dead. That's what we want to hear.
You know what? I'm all for letting demons kill demons, so that's why I want to listen.
I have a high charisma. Can I seduce her?
Yeah, I'm sure it's difficult to seduce a shit demon.
I was gonna say. Let's see. All you got to do is beat a DC like -3. Can you do that?
-3.
Do you have a pulse?
Do you have a pulse? That gives you a +5.
I think I can turn her. I think I can turn her to the light.
You bring her around, you think?
Yeah, I have some pamphlets right here. You know, like
pamphlets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying that. I've been trying that with Gato for years, and it's failed so far.
Gato just steals the pamphlets.
What do you say? What do you say? I know that you're probably competing for each other for my affections. It's understandable, of course.
Those goes.
But this used to be my mountain. I want it back, and anything you can do to, I will trade you information about what resides within if you'll help me get it back, and I can certainly make it worth your while.
If she's part of the natural ecosystem, I can live with that.
There's nothing natural about this ecosystem.
Wait, Les, how's my amulet feeling before I say anything else?
Well, it depends. If you're thinking about trying to seduce this creature,
no, more like agreeing to it. You know, but I immediately remember I heard Chuck's voice in my head about not making any deals with demons.
No deals with demons.
The amazing part is every member of this party hears that every time. The other amazing part is they still do it every time.
I've always when I imagine this sort of cinematographically, I always imagine there's Flash Heart sort of like, looking all noble and stuff. It's like, should I do it? And then there's like a little talk bubble that for next to it, and it's Chuck and going, no deals with demons. It's like, I think I will do it.
That is how it works.
Are you kidding? That little bubble would be like every other like line of text in this adventure.
So yeah, your amulet is not going off. So at least as you consider the idea of potentially, I mean, you're thinking about it from this point of view. You may not have to. What's the word I'm looking for? That's not going to offend everybody on this call.
I'm already offended.
You may not have to capitulate to her demands to get the information that you want. The information could be valuable.
Right.
And you're planning.
Hear me out. If she gives us information and we wipe out everyone but her in here, we haven't made a deal with her, but she's happy.
Yeah.
She'll sleep with her. I think I'm fine with that.
Pardon?
I said, when did you get to spend more points in justification?
Yeah, he's up to 35.
You have no idea what Nocticula gave him.
So yeah, plus 45 in self-delusionment.
That really should be a character skill.
Oh my.
Well, what's wrong with what I just said?
The Pathfinder mod. I don't like to say this often, but Flashheart completely agrees with Gato on this one.
I would do a dance, but I don't want Chuck to see it.
Like enemy of my enemy and all that is where I'm at right now.
You need to worry.
At this to fry than some random short hag, trying to offer some info.
Yeah, you need to worry. At this point,
Flash doesn't get out of bed for
so
it's not a deity.
Yeah.
This is just Les's attempt to piss Chuck off.
Yeah.
It's working.
Like, look, sweetheart, a few levels ago, I'd have been right over there hacking and
Hey,
slashing.
don't look at me.
got
I just
bigger
drop a
things to do.
morally ambiguous situation out there. You guys all rise to the occasion like bass after a minnow.
Pretty much, yeah. We're subtle like that.
At this point, Lothar has face palmed so hard he has indentations in his just.
We're
Eleanor goes
just
ahead and
listening
gives
to
him-
what she has to say. We're not agreeing to anything.
What say you? Do you want
Let's
the
listen.
information
Let's listen.
that I can provide? Do you want that which I can provide?
Well,
No,
that's
no,
something
no.
we do want.
Oh,
Yeah,
rephrase
we
that.
do want the information.
Put the word information in there.
Well, I can provide you information, but I can provide you with
No.
much
That's pretty
more
much-
as well,
No.
if that's what you want.
No, we're good with the information.
You
That's
see her sort of like, moving the slime around and that kind of stuff.
slime around.
The shimmy.
No,
Well,
please, just
do
information.
you agree to help me? I know heroes such as yourself. I know you want to help me. Just say it.
Why don't you tell us your information and we'll let you know if it's worth.
There you go. Voice agrees.
Playing hard to get, are we, you drow? You
Sure,
drow,
whatever.
you naughty drow.
Yep, that's
All
me.
right. All right. I'll tell you what. Well, I'll tell you what I know. And I've been here a long time. I told you this is my mountain and I want it back. But I will tell you that first thing you need to know is that this first level is not where that terrible woman is. She's down below mining those filthy crystals out of my mountain. I don't know why she even wants them, but she's down below. You have to go through the great hole in the dragon's cavern to get to where she's mining. She's paid off the dragon to guard the lagoon and make sure that only her people come around. The dragon's not here right now. He's off hunting, finding all that horrifying food that he loves to eat, but yeah, he certainly will come back. You probably also don't want to run into the harvester, which is in the pit in the area to the south of the main cavern. He's lived there for a long time. He's not one of hers, but he was something of a pet of mine. But even the most tame pets can grow unruly if they're given bad management. And I haven't been able to talk to him for a long time. In the meantime, if you go down below where they have their filthy mine, you can see all of their minotaurs and their demons and all of their servants, all working for her. But they're all down below. There's a couple of different levels where they are, and where the mining takes place, and where she works them.
A
Where does
dragon
the
guy,
dragon-
a
How
freaking
does the
dragon.
dragon get in and out?
Just roll the credits, Les.
Oh,
Just
you
to go
mean
there.
you mean Melazamera? He's been here a while. She brought him in here as a door guard, and he's as horrifying as you might imagine. Terrible creature, always making a huge mess and being all greedy and everything. He won't let me even come in anymore to see my old home. But he's her creature through and through. He's not, like I said, he's not here right now. He's off hunting, but he's likely to be back soon. Possible if you go in there now and take a position and maybe hide, you will catch him unawares.
And a dragon.
What kind of dragon?
He's old and shadowy. On that, I don't know anything about dragons and their filthiness. He's just one of he is pretty powerful though. I don't. He does know how to do some spells, and and he's as horrible as any dragon I've ever seen, which isn't that many, but he's just a big piece of poo.
She said he's a what?
Big piece of poo.
As she
I don't
moves
like him
her-
at all.
And again, Eleanor looks at her and says, "What? What are you saying?"
Pooh, you silly drow. Oh, you're teasing me. I know you are. So what do you say? Is my information good? Every once in a while also she gets visited by another woman, comes here about every 4 or 5 days to apparently just check on, see how things are working. That woman is very beautiful. I've seen her from afar. She's quite fetching.
Does she have a name?
I don't know. The woman downstairs refers to her as Orilu. I don't know what else she might be named.
Oh.
These demons all have several
Vorkesh.
names.
What's
Is
the
that
name?
Vorkesh?
Arilu.
Arilu Vorkesh.
Who's that?
Well, you guys will remember that Arilu Vorlesh was
Vorlesh, okay.
sort of the demon in charge of the World Wound operations.
Yeah, just when you thought Flash wasn't paying attention, he's able to pull that from the
He's there to pull
yesteryear.
that nugget out.
Yeah.
So Arilu, yeah, is a succubus among other things. So she, when you guys knocked down the Wardstone thing, it was her that threatened you. When that happened, you know, she appeared to you and threatened you, and you guys kind of got away from her.
Managa was probably one of her foot soldiers, I'm gonna guess. Or the in between, maybe the go between these two before she lost favor.
Well, according to this this woman, she shows up. She comes around every 4 or 5 days to talk with Hepzibah. So whenever you definitely get the impression that when this creature refers to she's referring to Hepzibah.
How many days has it been since you last saw Arilu?
Oh, she came in just a couple of days ago. I don't expect her back for a while. You're quite handsome, aren't you?
It's cursed.
That's a very high charisma you have there, I see.
Can I ask her a
I don't know if
question?
you noticed my hair blowing in the wind.
Why haven't they chased you off yet?
Well, I live in the waterfall up above, and so I've avoided their gaze. And occasionally, I don't go inside very often, and when I do, but they pay me no mind, and you know, I have never attacked them. But I've always wanted to reclaim my ancestral home, and now that you're here, I know that you heroes can save can return to me what is rightfully mine by destroying their filthy mind and killing her.
Is there another way into the mine that's less guarded than these?
Oh no, there's no other way in. They drilled in this cavern, and she points sort of over to the left. They drilled the mines themselves through you know, using spells and their slaves to get to where those crystals that they desire so many of are.
Can you tell us how they load their ships?
Oh, they haven't used the ship for a long time. Oh, that's right. That ship is. How did you get that ship from that horrible, horrible creature that ran it before? That captain. I forget his name. He was just dreadful. But well, they just lost a bet. They just used to levitate the crystals out in big chests into the cargo hold. Sometimes they would do raw ore and just levitate it over into the thing. Why do you ask?
I wasn't far off on it. Okay, cool.
Well, that's because you're smart as well as good looking.
As soon as Les said dragons, I'm thinking we should just tell him to roll the credits. Just assume TPK now and just roll the credits and then start our next character. I don't have good luck with dragons here. No, we have never faced one like a true dragon in this campaign, have we?
Yeah, we fought a
Storm every day.
Oh,
Les didn't have it loaded up.
He didn't have it.
Always caught
up. Les. Yeah.
I had it ready. I just didn't have it ready.
Just never ready.
So old shadowy dragon. I mean, that's right at the top of Paladin's got to kill list, but evil dragons. But I will defer to you all what we think of the best strategy is.
Well, he's not here. I mean, she tells you that the dragon's not here right now. He's off hunting.
So
and she
maybe
says if you go in,
out.
if you go in and you wait for him, you might be able to catch him unawares because he's not expecting anybody.
Does the dragon have is the cavern big enough the dragon can fit in all places, or is there a certain area he can't go into that we could get to?
Well, there are several areas inside my cavern, inside my mountain that he wouldn't be able to get to. But he never leaves this main cavern right here. He's under her orders, and he never leaves except for to go hunting for food.
Maybe we deal with him on the way out then.
Or if we're successful down below, we world walk or plane shift
Oh,
out
yeah.
and don't have to deal with the dragon at all.
Yes, if as long as the plane shift doesn't have anything to do with this dust that you can't teleport by. If it doesn't have any
You do-
overlapping.
You do remember that at least in the hold of the boat, there was a fair amount of nyahydrian or remnants. Yeah, dust and crumbles.
So we need to go in here.
Yeah, that's what she says. Is that they've essentially, she says, when you ask her about like logistics, they say, look, the mine is below, deep in the mountain. They came here. You're guessing that the way she refers to the mountain is that this main cavern that you guys are sort of looking into from the side of the boat, and where she says the dragon lives now, was her house, and that these guys came in, booted her out, installed the dragon as a guard, and then dug or somehow went down into the bowels of the mountain to go after the nyahydrian crystals. Now she's never been down there, but she's overheard them talking about it. She knows that it's well below the surface of the thing, but she doesn't know exactly how they get down there or what's going on.
And this pink color,
It's just the color of the stone.
That's land.
Yeah.
So at this point, we just need to beach the boat here.
The question about that, like, I'm all for going force 10 to Navarone or whatever in here, but isn't this boat going to be a dead giveaway for said dragon? Do we need to like sink this boat, or is there a place we could disguise it that a dragon wouldn't pick up?
Well, the boat used to be used in all these processes. Why would he necessarily think it was absconded by us?
Well, that person got fired, right?
Well, he might be surprised that it's being used again, but it wouldn't be
like
completely out of the question.
Yeah. I would park it like it belongs there.
I just feel like we're broadcasting our arrival here before we have to. But if you want to, if I don't see, like, if we need this boat to get out of here, or at least as a backup plan, I guess we got to keep it on. Otherwise, I say we scuttle it.
We don't know of anything that precludes teleportation, right, Les?
Well, except for the dust from the nyahydrian.
The nyahydrian. The proximity to nyahydrian crystals would preclude teleportation, but
like from right here.
Yeah, you don't have any on you. The boat might be a little dicey because the hold is full of nyahydrian dust, which may have gotten on you during the transport. Although you guys didn't go down in the hold, if I recall, right?
Right.
Yeah, you guys never went down there.
So as far as using the boat, we don't need the boat to get out of here. Because we got teleport for that. We just couldn't teleport in because we've never been here before. But once we go somewhere,
you could teleport back to the Worm and Pyre. I mean, out front.
Right.
But, I mean, you couldn't teleport it back into your room, but you could teleport back to Lucianera.
So we can get out and we can get back in via teleport once we're here. So the boat isn't needed after getting us here.
Right. As long as you don't have any nyahydrian crystals or nyahydrian distillations on you,
right?
Then yeah, you could teleport.
I mean, it wouldn't be bad. Too bad none of us are good with like powder bombs, but yeah, it'd be nice to grab some of that powder to like be able to throw on things that would stop them from bouncing all over. Because that would, especially whenever we get to, actually, Don, your plan would work if we could get this powder thrown on her.
On Hepsimera?
But the other part of that is it sounds like we're going to be underground, so we don't know if we have the space for his plan.
Right, yeah.
An invisible person to pull that off. Stealthy, invisible, kind of reckless sort.
Morally ambiguous types.
Yeah.
Really... Where would you find one at this day and age?
Well, it did say that there's a big hole that goes down where the dragon is. That's got to be a fairly decent.
Your guess is that's the way down to the mine.
Yeah, that's the dragon layer down. That's also the way down to the mine.
Well, yeah. So basically, she says the dragon stays here, right, in this cavern that she sort of considers to be her house. The Hepsimera and her guys drilled down into the mountain deep to go after the crystals,
And that's what
So
this
that's
hole
where
is.
that's where the mine and she suspects any living quarters that they have and stuff like that are down in the bowels of the mine. They don't hang out up here. And this may be, to Chuck's point earlier, this may be that they're wanting to keep a low profile. So it could be, you know, that they fired the boat guy because they found a lower profile way of moving the crystals out of the mountain and into circulation, or it may be a response to the destruction of the refinery. And that they're hoarding them in some way, maybe holding on until they can rebuild or another
Probably
refinery, or they have another destination to send them
Probably
to.
another freaking portal. I mean, they had a portal on a different part of this plane that went to ours. I mean, if they can erect one there, they could erect one here, which would save them all kinds of
Theoretically.
time and cost.
But they need a place to put it. I guess they've got the whole of the world wound that they could just dump it out. But like, so the way they had it before, I mean, they were transporting them directly into the refinery.
Right.
Carrying these things around is probably not great. And they're trying to be, it could be that they erected a portal here to try and move them, because that would be much more secret than what they were doing.
Yeah.
So should we kill the dragon to keep it from notifying Nocticula that we're coming, or should we just avoid it? And
Well, it's not here at the moment, so I think if we get in and get below its level, it won't know where. Well,
it'll know because of the boat.
Doesn't it
Well-
smell? Don't dragons have amazing sense of smell?
yeah, that's what I was going to say. All of the like literature and stuff says dragons can smell that there have been intruders, but
From the
Ask
Book of
the,
Smog,
ask
right?
the
The
monkey
Book of
chick.
Smog tells us that they can smell intruders.
Can the dragon fit down whatever hole they drilled down to get to the mine?
Oh, yes.
That was the first question I asked. Is how deep? Oh no, I guess I have to ask it.
Yeah. The dragon can fit down. It's an enormous shaft.
But there are areas that
She
the
said-
dragon cannot.
Just say verbiage,
I was waiting for it.
word selection.
Hold on.
Phrasing.
Okay, if the dragon get down there, then unfortunately, I think the only thing is to take the dragon out, because if we get down there, combats aren't quiet. And if we're fighting something that's already our challenge level or already a good fight, and this dragon decides to come back home and hear there's a fight going on, that's going to tip it way beyond our ability, I believe.
Very
Fighting
good.
whatever we're fighting down there with a dragon coming up behind us.
Yeah,
If we fight something up here, they could hear it down there.
Right, yeah.
I would prefer not to deal with the dragon at all, but if we're gonna have to, I guess we probably should take it out first. What I said earlier in chat still stands. Lothar did not specifically say we could not make deals with dragons.
Well, if it's Hepsimira's guard, Hepsimira's creature, I mean,
Yeah.
she's a tough monkey. So, you know, she may have, however she's got this thing working for her. I don't know that you guys can offer it more than he's getting from her.
Hey, dragon, there's a hot mud chick over there that'll do whatever you want.
Hold on, let me rearrange my
Yeah.
slime.
Yeah, I have some pamphlets here I could leave around the cavern for him to peruse.
You think he'll just like auto convert to an Iomedan and be like,
Probably.
this demon stuff is crazy. What am I doing?
Yeah,
Those pamphlets are amazing. There's a lot of R&D went into them.
They've convinced me.
Of all the ones after Gato stole like the 7th or 8th one, he was pretty much convinced. So yeah, I don't know the proper phrasing for this. Okay, so dang it, that's not gonna work either.
What are you trying to say?
Spit it out, Mike.
The
I
whole
will give myself to you
Okay,
physically
okay.
if you tell us about
So-
the dragon.
What is the diameter of the hole they dug?
That's what you were working on?
Let's try wording it that way.
So she doesn't know exactly because she doesn't measure, but she would
50.
say at least 10 squares across. 10 squares they dug in my
10
place.
squares of 5 foot squares.
Yeah, so the squares are 5
Okay.
feet. The big
So 50 foot.
map squares are 10 feet across. So yeah,
What's
about
the
50,
radius
50
on a
feet
50
across.
foot across? What's the radius on a 50 foot? Is that
That's a
150?
25-foot radius.
Or 25 foot radius? Oh, 150.
Silence doesn't go that big, does it?
I don't know.
This would be a Chuck question. I hope he's got the spell in front of him.
I don't, and I don't
It's
believe
a
that I have it
second level
memorized.
spell, I believe.
Actually, I do. It's a 20-foot radius.
So not quite big. I was gonna say if we could
A lid of
silence
silence.
on the top of that, then sound wouldn't travel through to actually alert anyone below, but it's not.
But it only lasts 1 round per level too.
Are you kidding? We'd either kill that dragon or it would kill us within that amount of time. Pretty much it comes down to how fast can Fletcher kill it before it kills all of us. That's what it comes down to. And there is nothing that's going to stand for 12 rounds with Fletcher next to it, unless that kills Fletcher first.
Are shadow dragons ethereal or partially ethereal? I don't know that much about.
I don't know anything about shadow dragons, so
If they're in,
I don't know if any of our party members would. Is that a knowledge planes thing?
Yeah, it's like another plane, isn't it? A shadow plane? Isn't that like a different? I think it's related to
I'm
this.
asking you, Les.
It could be planar.
So can whoever's got knowledge plane roll and
Yeah, why not?
recall knowledge on that kind of thing?
Damn, Bardos, you are just rolling some rocks. All right, so yeah, so Bardos would be like, well, they're properly called umbral dragons, and they are creatures of the plane of shadow. They have an affinity for negative energy, so they do have.
So do
that
they
kind of
burst
stuff.
like negative energy?
Well, it's possible.
Like-
Their breath weapon certainly is negative energy, and
great.
they are able to in some cases, some creatures of their ilk are able to steal the life from people, from those of the positive energy side.
Man, it got quiet.
Yeah.
This thing's not going to be easy. I'd almost rather try to just get down that hole.
So
and get-
Lothar, would it be susceptible to positive energy then?
Oh, I got a 26, but I
That would
don't
be
know.
probably a Bardo was the one that did.
I can't see Bardos's roll for some reason.
Yeah,
so I don't
neither
know.
one. I can't see him either.
I don't know how much better
He may have
did.
whispered that. Okay, so Bardos, would it be susceptible to positive energy?
I think it'd have to be like an undead dragon to do that, wouldn't it?
Umbral dragons, Bardos would say, umbral dragons are not undead, but they have an affinity for negative energy
So
due to their
just a evil cleric in dragon form.
kind
Okay.
of, yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm concerned that if we go past it, we make noise down there, and then whatever part of this is metagaming, knowing that encounters are based on our level. If we have 2 combats hit us at once that are both designed for us, that's not going to end well for us. From a practical standpoint, I just don't like big, nasty creatures that would try to kill us being left alive behind us.
Yeah, but we don't know how deep the hole is or how, if it has tunnels off of it. At that point, there's really no way of knowing if we got into a combat, whatever, 1,000 feet below that hole, if it's necessarily going to alert the dragon.
Right.
Because I assume that the dragon believes that it's guarding that entrance and is not necessarily listening. Oh, look, it sounds like
someone got past me.
It sounds like a hammer hit stone 1,000 feet down. Well, it's a mine, so that's probably not that big a deal. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of major illusion, given that it includes sound, be used to make the illusion of no sound.
Like, would it work as a de facto silent spell?
Yeah.
I don't think you could do no sound, but what you could do is something along the lines of white noise.
Make it sound like a mouse squeak instead of a sword.
Or just a low hum or something that, anything that people would not necessarily recognize as combat or an alert sound or a scream or something like that. Yeah, you could do it that way. You can't, I don't think you can do silence because silence is already a spell. The absence of sound would not work. But yeah, like a white noise generator or wind or, something like that could easily be used to cover sound.
So that's an option that we could use if it came to it.
Now, do you have to concentrate to keep that up, or can you fire that and forget it?
Oh, I got to concentrate on it.
Now, concentration, he can use other spells that don't require concentration, but once he uses another spell that does require concentration, it breaks the old concentration.
Gotcha.
Is there anything we could do to distract said dragon versus how to fight it? Not that I'm not down for a good fight, but I'm just thinking that maybe we off Hepsamira, dragon doesn't have any reason to stay. He's just a bouncer.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, is just getting down that hole. And then if we do get into combat that would alert the dragon, then I can use your illusion to disguise the noise of it so it wouldn't know anything going on. The only thing is, though, it's still going to see the boat, so it's going to know something's going on.
And if it has the scent ability that you guys think it does, it's going to know that you guys aren't demons. Right. I guess it won't know who you are, but it will know that some non-demons are here had been here.
Well, I could stand here and talk to it while you guys sneak up on it and backstab it.
Greetings, good dragon. Sorry, bad dragon.
I'm here to kill you.
I don't think an evil shadow dragon aligned with Nocticula is necessarily going to be the bartering type of dragon.
Oh, no bartering, just distracting until you guys are able to make your move. Just try to stay alive long enough. You guys remember when you left Xano at the tender mercies of a pair of black dragons? I still have to go to therapy for that.
I can only imagine what your therapist thought. So describe to me these black dragons again.
Hey, Matt, unrelated question, but have you updated your character sheet since last time?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I have not. I have my attorney looking it over right now, my paladin attorney. But apparently our emails crossed and he didn't get it till just now. So by next day team, hopefully.
It will be done.
And he will actually be 12th level?
The review will be completed. He will be 12th level with all of his proper powers explained to him.
Well, what happens if you guys get in a fight tonight?
And he'll have a little tattoo on his cheek.
So what you're saying is he's going to be a fighter.
Yeah.
He's going to be a fighter. Hi, I'm Flashheart, fighter of Iomade. Wait, that came out wrong. What are you guys going to do? I mean, so the ooze-cubus is basically of the mind that, I mean, she's just like, I knew that you guys would do this for me. I know that you can kill the dragon.
Stop saying that out loud.
Heroes of. Oh, sorry. So she's like, I know that you can kill it. Heroes such as yourself, so strong and handsome and fighty, could I know that you guys will do well. I lost my Matt Mercer moment there.
So what we're going to do for you, instead of taking back your mountain, is we're going to get you a thesaurus.
That would be really helpful. You're the smart one of the group, and so handsome for a drow too. What's your charisma?
I was going to say, no, the drow is one of the charismatic ones. He's not one of the smart ones.
So what is...
So like a himbo, a dimbo.
What is she telling us we should do? What is her?
Well, so she's basically trading information about what's inside. So she's told you about the dragon. She's told you about that the mine and the living quarters are below. She's told you that Hepzibah is here, and that Hepzibah gets visited by a Rilu Vorlash a couple of times a month, but that she was only here a couple of days ago, and that she's probably not coming back today, or at least not for a couple of days, because she never does that. She's got demons. She's got some sort of minotaur creature down there with her. She's got some other creatures that the ooze refers to as demoniacs, which you're not sure what the hell that is, but she obviously knows what demons are, and these are different. So she that's the term she uses, and she's saying, look, I want my if my information helps you and you can defeat her, I could take my house back.
And if we go and attack now, if we trust her, right, we wouldn't have to worry about the dragon.
Well, she says the dragon's out right now, but he's hunting, and he's been out for a little while, and he's a good hunter. So reasonably speaking, that he might be back soon.
He will be back soon.
He doesn't leave for very long. I mean, remember, his job is to guard the entrance to this thing. Now he's not expecting any people, but he's probably not going to
make a weekend of it.
Yeah, he's not going to Vegas. He's going out, grabbing some vittles, coming back. And she'll tell you he's been out for a little while now. He could be back any minute.
At least he won't be hungry when he gets back.
True. Well, if he successfully hunts, he's a good hunter, though.
And you mentioned the idea of the possible scent ability based on Bardos's role, or mine for that matter. Do we know, because it's not a normal dragon?
It's not a normal dragon. So yeah.
So do we know if it has that ability?
I'm looking. Other than, I mean, she already mentioned that it has spells, so it's a spell casting dragon. You're not sure that a drag. You've never met one of these kind of dragons before. I mean, this is mostly book learning, but your educated guess is that a dragon that sources itself from the shadow plane and has a negative energy affinity is probably not going to have the same sort of natural abilities that a terrestrial dragon will have.
Right.
And this one's abyssal, so I mean, who knows what? I mean, but if it's umbral, you know that it's from the shadow plane. So it's not from here either. So it's not going to get some benefits of being like, and it's on its home turf or anything.
Right. And it probably doesn't have the ability to scent.
You don't think so?
The Bardos could do a dismissal on that one.
If it didn't walk here.
Possibly.
I was just looking through my spells. One of the spells I've got is Wall of Stone. So if we go now and go past it, it would take me 2 spells, but I can cover the entire opening with about a 3-inch thick, basically lid of stone. So that would keep any sound from coming up.
The opening of the shaft or the opening of the cave itself?
The shaft.
Okay.
But the dragon will definitely know we're here then.
Well, if we put it down a little way, like let's say this, I don't want to say the word again. Let's say it goes down like, 100 feet.
What goes down 100 feet?
This thing, if I put that down about 50 feet, you'd have to like go over and like peer down, look straight down the thing to see if there was something, closing it off.
Right.
It'd be less, I mean, I could still do it, but it'd be less likely.
In the book,
the dragon hangs out up here. It doesn't go down there.
The shaft is the new sphincter.
The theme from Shaft.
Yeah.
This is the music you hear coming up the shaft.
So ask Mrs. Mudd, whatever. Does the dragon ever go down to talk to anyone, or is it pretty much just stay up here just guarding? It never goes down there, looks down there, do whatever.
So the Olmox will tell you that the dragon never goes down into the mine, and she'll smirk and say he doesn't like it. Usually he gets his orders directly from Hepzibah, and she comes up here to give him his orders. But that's rare, she says. It's rare that Hepzibah comes up here at all, and he pretty much already knows what he's supposed to do. He doesn't get there's not a lot of variation in his orders. It's like guard the door, make sure nobody else comes in, keep an eye on our guys. It's not complicated. And in return, we'll give you, and she's like, they give him payment for that. I mean, he gets paid. He's a dragon after all.
So yeah, we want to go now. I'll jump on Storm, kind of fly down, and I can, like I said, be nice if it's a decent distance, because then down beyond where they practically look, I can just create a ceiling above us that spans the whole thing. That would make sure there's no sound.
No.
And yeah.
And walls of stone are permanent, right?
Permanent, yes.
Okay.
That's why I was wanting to do that.
And
Okay.
as far as the boat, do we still have an elemental pulling it?
You could dismiss them. You probably go through element. Well, they're immune to poison. So yeah, I mean, probably.
What I'm thinking is the last command you give to the elemental is to drag the boat back down river and then let it go.
Yeah, because it's the current will pull it away from this place.
Great idea.
Well, remember, about a mile and a half from here is that gate.
Yeah, we don't want it floating down to the gate without us.
Yeah, but even a half mile away.
Yeah, just have them float down farther out of the way.
Well, yeah, float it down half a mile and then ditch it.
Hey, real quick, just as a thought, could the elemental drag it underwater temporarily and then resurface it at a later point? I mean, it's a
Couldn't resurface it.
Why?
You need an air elemental for that.
Yeah, once it fills with water, it's done. Unless you can somehow
Well-
pump out the water and give it an airspace again.
Do you need the boat?
Like I said, I don't think we need the boat.
We could do that. We could just punch a hole in it and let it sink.
Yes, I think Matt mentioned that earlier. Just scuttle the
Yeah,
boat.
that was my first thought of the
Sure, if
scuttle
we're
thing.
trying to escape on it and we create a scene, it's probably going to be kind of slow and cumbersome and even harder
Right.
to get out with the boat.
Right, we're
We
gonna
are gonna feel
teleport if we
pretty-
need to get out of here.
Yeah.
We are going to
So
feel
if the
pretty
elemental,
stupid.
if the elemental takes it half a mile down and then scuttles it, that'd be great.
Yeah, because it could be a huge water elemental. Wouldn't have a hard time punching a hole in
Right.
the bottom of the boat.
It
We
took
are
us
gonna feel
30
stupid
minutes to
when
come
we-
up with that solution.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are going to feel stupid when Les tries to dangle like a enormous treasure hoard in front of us that we can't carry now because we scuttled our boat.
Yeah.
I'm not revisiting that. That was
That's
too much
the
fun.
high point of my year. How much does a coin weigh?
Okay, so,
that conversation's not over yet. I'm still working on that, by the way.
so water elemental takes the boat down about, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes and then punches a hole and actually, you know what? It takes it down 12 minutes away or 11 because they only last 12 minutes apiece for me. So I conjure one, tell them to take it down for 11 minutes and spend a minute punching a hole in the bottom and sinking it.
Okay, that is doable, and you can see as you guys sort of like how are you getting over to the cave part? Are you just going to let is Storm just going to ferry people back and forth?
Before I conjure that, we can use Storm. Storm can't exist while this thing's existing. So
Oh, so you have to conjure Storm. Okay.
so I have to have Storm take
takes
us
us over
over,
to here.
and then I ditch Storm, pull the water elemental, tell them to go do that so for 12 minutes we've got no Storm while it does that. And then once that's done, then I can pull Storm back.
Okay.
So can I put my character over here?
Yeah, I mean, it'll take a little while, and you guys are starting to get nervous because you don't know when that creature's going to come. You know, the dragon's going to come back, but yeah, so it moves pretty quickly, and once, I mean, it takes about probably 30 minutes for it to move the boat and sink it. But yeah,
It takes it 11 minutes.
11 minutes.
That's all it's got. So
Okay.
it only pulls it 11 minutes away and then spends its last minute
sinking it. Yeah,
punching a
no
hole in the
problem.
bottom of it and sinking it.
Yep. But then, you guys will be able to, and I'm assuming that you will cross over using Storm so that nobody gets their feet wet.
Right.
And you guys all find yourselves here.
Oop, flash arts in the river.
Get out of the river. No, I just popped you over there. So I'm assuming that you guys do not go into the river. Yeah. So there's like this little, like chip chipped out, and you can see that this has been chipped out of the stone, and it creates a little pool of water over here. That's not natural. That was made. That was chipped out. So it could be that it's water for the dragon.
It doesn't count if you're talking
You
about.
can't slap me when you
Was
say
a
it.
dragon.
I'm the DM. I can do whatever I want.
Dragon.
Right, so all right, so you guys sort of step in there, and she's like, good luck, come back and see me, please. I know that you'll be successful. Mwah, mwah. You know, she's blowing disgusting kisses at you guys, especially Ilindar and Flashheart.
So after my full body shiver, then
Hey, you know, when
So
you
what you
got
guys-
it, you got it. You gotta, it's a curse you gotta live with.
Once you guys get in there, you realize how big this cavern is. So it is enormous as you guys sort of like move into it, and the light from outside, comes in, and you can see the ceiling and the walls of this giant, roughly circular cavern are lost in shadows. At what must be in the cavern center, you can see what looks like a great pit with a broken stone lip surrounding it. To the southwest, there's a small waterfall, or not a waterfall, but the little river that kind of like forms into this pool. And that's about it. That's what you see.
okay. We'll go over to the edge and look down and see if we can see how far that opening is.
It is pitch black. You can't see, and
Okay,
even if you stay. Well, yeah, that's fine. It's still. It goes. It goes
deeper than we can see.
Deeper than you can see. Now there is light coming in from outside, that gray sort of Illusionarian light, but yeah, I mean it's pretty dim in here. You can see pretty well, but yeah, you look down at it's wherever the bottom of this thing is. It's well beyond your dark vision.
Okay. Then I think we just wait for the elemental dudes thing, and then I'll pull Storm back, and
okay,
then we can jump on our chopper and
Ride of the Valkyries down.
yeah.
So all of you are going to jump on Storm.
We got 11 minutes waiting for Storm to show up.
Yes.
Kato's going to go off and find trouble.
Do you want to check in there? There is look like a little cavern that goes back there. You look around. It doesn't look all that. Well, it doesn't look like there's been a ton of traffic through here. You don't see anything that's. I mean, it's boring. You don't see anything interesting back there.
Anything on the southern ones that go off?
Checking.
Yeah, you kind of look around. There's like little caverns and nooks, and you're not sure, what it's about. But you do kind of as you get close to there, you do see that what looks to be a pretty substantial sinkhole, with it looks like maybe it goes down quite a bit further. Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not traveling down there.
Okay. All clear.
So 11 minutes is done.
Yeah.
Okay. So I pull Storm back.
Yeah, Don, you don't see anything other,
Yep.
rather uninteresting caves back there.
Yep.
All right, so you pull, Storm's like, I have arrived. What the hell place is this? That kind of thing. Well, so here's my first question for you. Can Storm carry everybody? And my second question is Storm, I guess Storm can control his descent, but does he have to
Here's
fly
the
or
thing.
glide, or
No.
is he flapping?
With only 50 feet radius, she can't fly. So she has to do a controlled hover, which requires her to make a fly check.
Okay. How
Now,
often does she have to make that? Depending on
that's
how.
kind of probably up to you.
Okay.
It just says it's basically she's going to do a hover.
Okay.
The hover is, I think, a DC 15 fly check, if I remember right. Let me check real quick.
Yeah, I think it's DC 15.
I
I'll
know
look, though.
her skill is to where she almost doesn't need to roll, but I think she does. Hang on.
Almost there.
Bartos can do a feather fall for.
Okay, she does not have. Oh, Bartos could do feather fall. That would work too, probably.
Oh yeah, he can do 12. So that would be dropping at 60 feet around.
And how long does the spell last?
Range. One of the action duration land or 12 rounds. So 60 times
Land. Oh yeah, then you land. Okay,
Hit
so
the bottom.
16 rounds. Okay.
720 feet. He can go with that.
Okay.
Or we could just jump off and we could fall a while until we see the bottom, and then he could cast it. 'Cause it's
Now,
instantaneous.
when you cast that, that's just on you, isn't it?
It's me and 12 up to 12 other creatures
Oh,
within
okay.
And how many rounds did you say it lasts?
within
16.
20 feet.
It lasts 12 rounds, but you can go 60 feet around.
Yeah,
It's
the
deeper than
duration.
that, then you fall to your death after that.
Right. If it's
Right,
more
but
than
it's-
700 feet, we fall to our death.
Well, maybe not your death, but certainly your injury.
Injury.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's DC 15 for a hover, and her skill is a 13, so she has to roll a 2 or better to be able to hover and
Okay.
drop with all of us.
Okay.
So there is a 1 in 10 shot, depending on how many times he makes us roll, that it becomes an uncontrolled descent around.
And then Bartos can always do the feather fall. I mean, that's an instant. It's designed to be instantaneous, so
Right.
Yeah.
you can pop it.
But you have to, if I recall correctly from your entrance into Alishanera, you have to be able to touch them, right? To do feather fall?
No.
Or is it ranged?
20 foot. 20
Oh,
foot
okay.
radius.
Okay.
Which, if we're all attached to Storm, we'll all be close enough.
Okay.
12 falling creatures within 20 feet. And well, actually, the range is 55 feet. But
So
Cool.
let her do her skill, and if by some odd reason she fails, then we use the spell. And
Okay. So, and at some point, you're going to cast walls of stone, 2 of them, or can you cover the volume with 1 of them?
I can do 12 5-foot squares.
we need to see where we're going first, because we could be able to immediately funnel into a smaller area, and you could do a much bigger, thicker.
Right, yeah.
So let's see where we're going first before we do that.
Okay.
I can basically do 12 5-foot squares.
Okay, cool. All right. So here's the deal. I'm gonna say that Storm is gonna have to do a hover check for every 100 feet. Does that sound fair? Of descent. Which would mean that she has to do, and you're not going to cast the spells while you are still falling, correct?
Correct, because I want them as close to us as possible, so they're as far from the top, so it's less likely that it will be noticed that there's a wall covering this entire thing.
Okay. Here's what I want you to do. Give me 10 hover checks.
10? Wow.
10.
So one of those is going to fail mathematically.
Mathematically, well, you're going to roll them, so we'll see. So on a 1, it fails on a 1 or 2.
Right. I was going to do the whole thing, but yeah. So first one.
Okay.
Second one. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. Made all 10.
Ooh, okay. All right. So at 1,000 feet, into the thing. You guys are traveling through blackness, and you're trusting in Storm's dark vision that she can see. But Ilindar, I don't know. You talk, and I keep forgetting this. You could talk to Storm telepathically, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna be sitting on her back.
Well, she will say to you telepathically. Well, here,
And actually, Ilindar has better dark vision than she does.
Okay.
She's got standard dark vision, which is 60 feet. Ilindar, because he's from a race that's underneath, has dark vision 120.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. All right. So at the end of as you hit 1,000 feet below, you're still descending. Storm's starting to get a little wheezy, but you begin to see light coming from an area. Now, give me a perception check. And another hover check as you descend the next 100 feet. Ooh, okay, getting lower. All right, so as you're looking down, you see light emanating from a place. You also see that the shaft continues to go down below where the light is. There's like a place. You can see also at the very end. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So has there been any side passages or anything as we've been dropping down?
It's a solid, smooth, vertical shaft for 1,000 feet. Now 1,100 feet. As you're approaching, you're about 100 feet away from where this light. Now the light looks like it's coming from a side passage, and you can see that the shaft sort of widens a little bit. And as you approach, you can see that there is what looks to be some sort of winch mechanism, and there are chains and ropes that are going down into the hole below where the light is coming from, right? Do you understand what I'm kind of describing here? So you're coming down essentially a vertical, huh?
Is this off to the side then?
Kind of, yeah. There's a winch of some sort, a large.
It's mounted to like the wall of the.
It's sitting on the edge of the lip, kind of within like 8 feet of it. Then there's chain kind of going off of the winch and down the hole, which continues downward past the light. So here's my question for you: do you want to keep descending past the winch and the light, or do you want to fly out? Because you could Storm, you could fly out in there.
I would say stop there.
Okay.
Because if we've gone down 1,000 feet, Ilindar is gonna recommend that we don't put the wall up since we're 1,000 feet down.
Well, ultimately, it'll be something along the lines of 1,200.
We'd have to make some serious noise for noise to go up 1,200 feet. Like serious noise.
True. But it is a smooth stone shaft at the same time.
You just like saying that, don't you?
Isn't there another word for that? Gotta be.
Rod.
For the break here.
Tube.
There you go. There's
Tube.
nothing sexy about tube.
I was waiting for you to say how the shaft curved a little bit to one direction, but you didn't go there.
I see you dress left.
There are drugs for that.
So I would say, well, since this is kind of a workout, I guess, for her, just having just trying to hover in this thing. So
well, she's kind of like, it's a controlled descent, right? In a closed
and trying to do straight down as opposed to normally she flies,
right. All right. So you're going to slow and come out of the tube
and drop right down, like,
or you're going to keep dropping deeper.
We're going to stop where this is for right now.
Okay.
All
right. Give me another hover check.
I did give you the one.
I need one more. You got another 100 feet to go before we get to that place. Oh, man, I was hoping for something. All right, so you fly down and the lights grow brighter and you find yourself here. You emerge into this lighted area, and you could see the big winch right there. You see that, right? And the
okay, so that's where it continues to go down, right here in the middle.
Below you. It continues to go down below you.
This is where an articulate is, right? Because the shit demon said that she was.
Well, she said that she was down in the in down below. Now you could see that this area seems to. I mean, so the first thing you notice is that there are several demons sort of wandering about in this area, and they all sort of kind of like go, huh? And look at you guys. They're the tube. Thanks, Jennifer. Continues below you, right? So you just stopped at an area. So there's an open area which is lit and that kind of stuff, which is probably 40 feet high, a 40-foot gap in the tube. So it's almost like one tube stops. There's a lighted area which you guys are in, and then another tube goes down below that, which you're hovering over. There's this winch here where you can see this rope goes down into the lower tube. These guys are over here and they're just like, what is going on over there? Because they certainly were not expecting anybody to come down the tube since it's Saturday. These guys look like this, and they look at you and they're like, primes, we should eat them. So that is where you are. So you have a couple of options here. If you want, you can continue to hover and move down lower into the lower tube, or you can plunk over to off the outside of the tube and get onto the ground and deal with these guys, or another thing that I haven't thought of yet.
Actually, what I thought I was already doing was coming out and landing on the ledge.
All right, so you would probably come out. There's really not a lot of room for Storm to land. So I'm assuming that you guys would come out like this, and I'm just going to move you over there and you tell me if that's right or not. So like come out to about here.
Yeah, that's kind of, since there was light there and it was a ledge and something to check out, and
yeah,
descending and trying to keep controlled for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was just going to come down and land on the ledge just to look around to see what's up. And plus that way people could, be off and do whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Initiative?
And I assume, I don't know who would be the second person. Illandar is in one of the saddle seats. I don't know who the other person would be, but they're still, and everyone else is still just got a handhold on part of the straps, that's off to the side.
Right.
I'm thinking Lothar would like to be in the saddle. He's not very strong.
So probably Lothar and Illandar, and then I'm sure Otto's between the two of them, just kind of being held there. The rest of the people can just be grabbing on and holding on. So
yeah, so as you guys get in here, you can see that this is definitely carved out of the rock. You can see a couple of doors to the north. This big winch is here. There's various, things. What you also see is a couple of the light is coming from these yellow things over here, which are statues, which look to be statues of Baphomet. And there's a lot of carvings on the walls around where these creatures are, these demons. On the walls, they look like they're abyssal, paeans to Baphomet, prayers, that kind of stuff. But this is obviously a Baphometian place.
Our first.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to do much parlaying. I think this is
Initiative?
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking.
Roll initiative.
All right, so
unless someone wants to call out and talk to them, I'm kind of thinking that's kind of.
I draw my weapon.
What do you say? Hey, Dix, we're here to raid your mind.
What's that guy's name from Die Hard, Elliot or whatever? Like, hey, I got this. I can deal with the hero trash.
Bubby, I'm your main man.
I'm your main man.
All right, so you guys start dismounting, and these guys are like, the one guy yells out an abyssal, get them, and that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and roll some inish. See what's what.
I'm waiting for the, there you go.
Crap.
As always, will you add me
sure.
Manually to there? 15.
I managed to click on the bird instead of myself.
We'll know who that is.
Wow.
Okay, and so what did you get, Flashlight? You got a 15?
Mm-hmm.
Man, so it becomes increasingly clear that these guys had no idea that you guys were coming, and they certainly were not expecting you. It's Saturday. Deliveries aren't until Tuesday.
You're
They're like,
justifying
the hell?
throwing-
It's like seeing a mail truck on Sunday. They're like, what are you guys doing here?
Delivering for Amazon.
Yeah, Hepsimir is a real taskmaster. All right, so you guys are there. Can you see turn orders? All right, so I'm assuming that it's going to take an action for you guys to dismount, with the exception of Ilindar and Lothar, which will take you 2 actions to sort of remove yourself from the saddle and get down. The rest of you are going to waste an action, a move action, unhooking yourselves from the thing. Because remember, you guys are latched on pretty hard because you've essentially been circling around a 1,200-foot tube that to try and get to this place. Makes sense? So first up, as we get in, Gatto.
Okay, so one move action was to dismount, right?
Yep.
Then I moved to there.
Okay, so you run over there. So this guy's looking right at you. He's like, I'm gonna kill that one. That one's mine. He looks like a caravan garden and a tasty one.
Now there's a rock here, right?
Yeah, he still saw you get off the thing and run over there. So it's not like, I'm invisible.
These are rocks. These are all these little.
Yeah, these are rocks. Yeah, the purple ones are rocks. The yellow ones are statues, which are also stone, but statues.
Are they giving off light though? Also.
Yes, they are giving off light.
Yellow ones, okay.
Yeah. All right. Bardos, what about you? And welcome, Tom Bowman.
Hello, Tom.
Oh, hey, Tom.
Hey, Dan, you feeling better? Dan, you feeling better?
Yeah, a little. Just needed a day to clear out my sinuses.
Sure. All right. Sorry to interrupt. Go.
Bardos.
Entertain me.
Bardos of the Hill People.
I had to spend a round jumping off, did you say?
Move action. You weren't in a saddle. You were just holding on. So it's just a move
So
action.
you get one move action to get out, and then you have another move action left because there's nothing to hit right next to you.
Yeah. So are you visible, Gatto?
I am visible right now.
Okay. Well, I'm going to hop off and jump by you.
How far can we hop?
When you use the move action, you're basically detaching yourself from Storm. If you want to use another move action to move somewhere else, but essentially you're right where I've put you. Okay. You just need to burn a move action to sort of unhook yourself from her gear.
And then you can go 30 feet as another move action if you want.
Okay, is that it for you then?
Fletcher, we can do our usual move of slicing and dicing over here.
Yeah, I just wish I could slice before I get diced.
I set them up, you put them down.
All right, Farina, what about you? Is it time to launch the autopult?
Yeah, actually, before I dismount, I'm going to cast Cat's Grace on Storm.
Okay.
And then I will dismount and head here behind Yam, little itty bitty tiny tall.
Wait a second. If you cast, are you casting Cat's Grace on him when you saw the light or just now? Because you need to take a move action to dismount. So if you cast a spell on Storm and then dismount, that's going to be it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, you can't move.
I cast a spell
you can't
on Storm.
move. You're just dismounted.
I can just jump off. Okay, that's fine.
Right.
I jump off, touch Storm.
Now Otto being a cat does not need to expend a move action to dismount. He can move regularly. Same with Siggy and Baru. They can just fly off. Siggy can fly off. Baru can run and jump, what have you. They're not like hooked around the thing. They were hooked. They were hold on to you guys. So Otto can move, and he's running.
Moved. He's not engaging yet, but he's moved.
So I'm assuming he moved and did not provoke.
Yeah,
in a manner that does not provoke an attack.
I assumed he had a 10-foot reach, so Otto was scooting around this way. He's got plenty of movement to go around. I measured his reach, so I scooted him off.
Okay. Yeah. All right, cool. Let me see here. Yes, they do. They do have reach. So there's that. Okay, so that's Farina. Ilindar, what about you and Storm? You're muted.
Storm has to wait because you gotta wait for everybody to dismount.
Okay.
So Storm's gonna delay. Ilindar is going to cast haste, and it will affect everyone except for Otto.
Okay.
You cast what?
Haste.
Haste.
Haste. Okay. Thanks.
Actually, hang on a sec. Let me measure this real quick.
Is Gatto and Bardos too far away, or is Otto too far away?
Otto is.
I was just trying to see if I centered it. No. I can't center it. Yeah, Otto's too far away from everybody. So everyone except for Otto has it.
Okay, everybody but Otto. Got it. All right, that it for you?
That's it for Illendar. Storm is waiting.
And that's for 12 rounds, right?
Storm's going to go last this round. So can,
Okay.
Can you throw Storm in there? It's one of the few times I'm going to have them go separate.
Okay. And we're going to put him at...
Just because she can't move while everyone's still tethered to her.
Good point. Good point.
And you got the cat's grace, Mike. You talk about that for Storm.
Or
Mike,
actually,
how long does haste last?
12 rounds.
You can put Storm at 14.
All right.
Storm just has to go after the last one of our party goes, which Flashheart at 15 is the last. So put Storm at 14.
Okay.
So unless you could actually put the word haste in the turn order with a 12 and a -1 step.
Got it.
That would be way too high tech and useful.
That is useful. All right. So hold on. Storm is at 14. Cool. All right. Awesome. That it for you guys?
Yep.
Fletcher of the hill people.
The movement action is to dismount, which means there's no way I'm getting an attack this turn.
Right.
Even with the haste?
Well, I was gonna say you're hasted. Don't you get an extra attack?
No.
Yeah.
It's only part of the full round action.
Ah, okay.
All right. So did you want to move?
Yeah. I'm trying to
Now you can move whatever 60 feet or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can move a lot, but I want to give myself lots of targets, so I'm going to come to here. So I've got at least 3.
I like the way you think.
Are
Right,
your
done.
3 targets Lothar, Farina, and Illendar?
Especially with haste on less, my charge is now.
Oh,
at
you're gonna charge. You're gonna charge. Okay.
100 feet. I can hit the guys in the back, the guys to the left, the guys to the right.
You got flanking with Otto now too.
Yeah.
How many
Okay.
attacks of opportunity would you draw?
All right, Lothar.
I am not going to make a move to dismount.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Magic Circle Against Evil.
Ooh, what's the radius on that?
It is going to include Fletcher, Flashheart, Illendar, Storm. And
It's that internal yellow one?
yeah, it's the internal yellow one.
Okay.
And
Well, that won't travel with us though, right? That'll stay where you are.
no, it travels with you.
Oh, awesome.
It basically acts as a protection from evil. So you get a +2 deflection bonus to AC, a +2 resistance bonus on saves.
Right.
Now wait.
Second,
Everyone in that circle that when it starts gets it, and then you guys
Right.
can move around and still have
Yeah.
it. So.
And what'd you call it? What's it called?
it's called Magic Circle Against Evil. Secondly, you get an immediate additional saving throw against anything that tries to affect your mind. And thirdly, it prevents bodily contact by evil summoned creatures, which probably won't be relevant here.
Magic Circle may not move with them.
Unless
I think a circle stays where it's planted, but it's
Yeah.
on Lothar. So as long as you guys stay within, is it 20 feet of Lothar, you will get the benefits of it.
no, it's a hang on a second. Magic Circle Against Evil. Because in order to see what it actually does, you have to click on protection from evil, which then becomes a whole different thing. So
10 foot radius emanation from touched creature. And I'm assuming you're putting it on yourself.
all right, and it lasts 10 minutes per level.
Right. All creatures within the area gain the effects. And evil summoned creatures cannot enter the area. Creatures in the area or who later enter the area receive only 1 attempt to suppress the effects. If successful, creatures that leave the area and come back are not protected.
Right. You have to stay in the circle.
Got to stay in the circle.
Wait, that said creatures.
Right.
My party members aren't creatures.
Some of them are.
That's
Yes,
the
they
bad,
are.
That's the bad guys.
bad guys are not
It's
affected.
an emanation from a touched creature. You touch an ally or something else.
Yeah, I mean, in
it's
this
a-
case,
It's a 10-foot radius. It's not touch.
but yeah, if
and
you look at area, it's a touch spell. The range is touch. The area is 10-foot radius emanating
around
from the
that
touch
touched
creature.
person.
Right. You have to give it to somebody. You've given it, in this case, you've given it to yourself. You've touched yourself. That came out wrong.
Phrasing.
I do that quite frequently. Thank you.
But so it says all creatures within the area gain the effects of a protection from evil. So in this case, the spell description is using creatures for any living thing.
I'm trying to find where you're seeing that, but I mean, go on, move on with it. But
in the dispel description, is
within
right there.
magic circle against evil.
Well, when I look up magic circle and 3rd level spells, it gives me an option against chaos, evil, good, law.
Right.
So if I click on that, I see it says a 10-foot radius emanation from touch creature.
Right. Which in this case is you.
But I don't see where it doesn't move.
This is
you can move.
Yeah, you can move, and it moves.
10 feet of you.
It moves with you, but everybody else doesn't get the benefit if they move out of the circle. I just put the link in chat.
Yeah. Okay.
Check it out, and we'll come back to you. All right, so that's that. Is Siggy going to fly off and attack demons?
No.
Okay.
And I don't see anything in chat, so.
Yeah, I don't see it in chat either.
Yeah, neither do I.
Send it to everyone. Meet everyone.
In
No.
Zoom chat?
Are you
or,
talking
Zoom
about
chat?
Zoom chat? He's talking
Oh,
about
Zoom chat.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
hold on.
No, it's okay. I can find it from there.
There it is.
There you go. All right.
Actually, game chat makes much more sense.
Yes, it does.
All right. All right. So then, Flash Art, you are next.
Well, are these 5-foot steps? 5-foot
The
squares?
red squares are 5 feet. The map squares are 10 feet.
What are red squares?
See the
In-
red
in-
squares inside each of the big purple squares?
I see it now.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you. Just thinking with haste on, I can't move an attack, so I just jump down and start whacking on this guy.
You can, but you will be leaving the protection from evil circle.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh,
I
you
get it.
still can't
Once I'm
attack.
gone,
Well, you still can't
can't
move and
attack.
attack this round because one of your movements is to just dismount.
That's
I
what
will
you're using.
dismount within the circle. Then
Okay, and then stay there.
I will just flash my good look to the first demon.
Hello.
Like if I
Okay.
can't move an attack, why am I leaving the circle?
You hear from high above you. You hear a sound of "You, Flash Art, are you down there?"
Yeah.
It's that Omox. She's found you. All right, so that's it for you.
Hey, we broke up already. Get over it.
Storm.
Hang on.
I can't though. So everybody has dismounted who was on the outside. Lothar and you are both still in the saddles. Correct?
Okay. If
I know Lothar is. You're still in your saddle, right?
Lothar's still there, then she's not gonna move up there with us there.
Alright, risk, yeah.
She's just gonna hang tight.
Well, but
Do you want to go forward?
what I was going to say is, with me on her back, she apparently continues to get the protection from evil.
Yes.
Yeah, she'll definitely get that.
If you're okay with going forward, then she'll step up and start tearing into things.
I think that dragon needs a permanent saddle for Lothar.
Well, it's got 2 seats, so
I mean, it's up to you. But at this
you're
point,
okay with. I was just
I misunderstood the way this spell worked based on what I had written down with the radius.
Mhm.
So,
Oh yeah, if you stay on storm,
she gets the +2
then she
deflection bonus to
continues
AC.
get that. So do you.
Yeah, without
so do
question.
I.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
Does
go-
it hamper her to fight with somebody on her back?
No,
Cool.
It just puts Chuck at risk is all.
it just things
Which I-
can do a
which I
false
like.
thought and say, you know what, I'm not going after Storm. I'm going to go after the creatures on Storm's back.
Yeah, but isn't Storm large?
Yeah, she's kind of in the way, but yeah.
So you're gonna
Think
try
back
to
too, though.
you're gonna try to attack a medium creature on the back of a large creature, and the large creature is not gonna be in the way. That's what I'm That's what I'm
It's
thinking
kind
at
of
this
a,
point.
there's no rules on how exactly to handle that. It's more of a Les trying to figure out what he thinks, which way, the way he's looking, I think pretty much they're going to get us without even trying.
Okay.
No, I would be. So I mean, I'm thinking. So from my point of view, I'm thinking like a demon, right? So you've got a bunch of these guys that just materialize. So it's a little shocking. You've got a couple of them riding atop this
Giant
sort of-
dragon.
yeah. So I mean, they're
Actually, none. That's fast.
I had it right here. So their first thought is that their biggest, they haven't seen you guys do anything yet. You're the riders. So, it's kind of analogous to when you guys were out in the whirlwind and you saw those guys riding the wyverns or the drakes or whatever they were. And you guys went after the drake or the wyvern to sort of down them to keep them from maneuvering. The same sort of principles apply. So it's logical to assume that until Ilindar or Lothar prove that they are more dangerous than Storm to these guys, they're going to look at Storm as being the most dangerous
threat.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's going to move down to. The thing is, I can only move Storm. I can't move everyone that's
right.
I'll follow along.
That's on her back. So, I'm going to move down to there.
And she can attack.
And then she's going to get a single attack.
Okay. The bite. That's a hit.
So how about a 38 trip attempt?
I gotta look for it now.
That's a pretty good trip attempt.
38?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate you. Yeah, it's a CMB of 27. So that is a successful trip. This guy, so she just rolls over there, and Lothar and Ilindar are like, whoa. And she's like, a chomp, smack. And down he goes sideways. So he also, are her weapons considered to be good aligned?
Yes, because they're holy.
They're holy. So that's interesting. No DR. So I'm looking at 46 points. And prone because of the wildly unfair trip attempt. So he goes down in front of her like, whoa, that kind of thing. And everybody else kind of goes, huh? As this creature moves closer. So yeah, that worked pretty well.
He just confirmed that that's the most dangerous creature in this cavern now.
That's the thread.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit of job security for Ilindar and Lothar there. Okay, is that it for Storm?
Yep, she's done.
All right, it's my turn. First things first. This guy, I'm going to do this guy first. He is not going to stand up. He's not going to provoke, but he is going to try and cast Greater Command on Storm.
That provokes.
Casting a spell provokes within range. Yep.
Let me make sure that that's a spell and not, it's a spell-like ability.
A spell-like ability still has to do somatics and stuff.
Would that provoke an attack of opportunity from?
Can I cast defensively while prone?
Yes.
Yes. You have to make the roll.
Yep.
Yes.
So casting defensively, remind me of the I got a concentration number.
Yep, concentration, it's DC. Dang it.
Does it count as damage? It doesn't.
No, only if they're casting a spell while they get damaged.
Right.
So like a summoning spell that takes a whole round.
Right.
That would include it.
Yep. This is not.
This is not one.
If you want to cast, you must make a concentration check of DC 15 plus double the level of the spell you're casting to succeed. If you fail, you lose the spell. So this creature has a concentration of plus 15. So that's going to be.
You just need to roll double the level of the spell.
So this level of the spell, this is Greater Command, which is a 5th level spell. So it's got to be a 10 or better.
Got to roll a 10 or better.
Right. Got it. So he is casting, he does not provoke. He's casting Greater Command on Storm. Spill, in this case, it can affect up it can affect up to 1 creature per caster level within hearing. So it is going to cast greater command on everybody, Storm, Ilindar, Lothar, and Flashheart, because the range is it's close. So okay, and this is a will save.
And so we get +2 resistance bonus on saves.
And since we got the protection from evil and this is mind affecting, we get another one if we fail.
And this and right. So if we fail it the first time, we get a second because it's mind affecting.
All right, I will give you the DC. I will give you the DC flat up. It's 18.
Is this considered
+2 on will?
And he yells out to you, "Flee me now!"
Is this considered an enchantment?
Yep.
Okay, so I get another +2.
Why?
Wait, so
because I get a +2 just for being a drow. I get a +2.
Is this considered compulsion?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice. Flashheart makes it.
This is +2.
Lothar makes it.
Head brain.
Actually, that was +4, but okay, I made it.
You made it. It's DC 18.
Yeah.
So
did everyone make it?
Both of these are +4.
Ooh, yeah, okay. They both made it. So everybody made it. He's angry about that, but he's still not going to get up and provoke an attack of opportunity.
I was going to say, Flashheart's Aura of Resolve also gives everyone within 10 feet of him +4.
Oh, so it's +8 instead.
Thank you, Don.
They suck.
I will have that written up and easy for you to understand by next session.
That I did remember, but I forgot.
All right, and then these other 4 guys, these guys are going to move forward to line up with these guys, and all 4 of these guys are going to cast haste on themselves.
Ooh.
And they're going to stay right there, and they're going to look at each other and say, "Ready to eat?" And the other guy goes, "Yeah." So that's them. All right, that is the end of round 1. Why is my round thing in the wrong place? I do not know. That is the end of round 1. So we now go into round 2. Haste, still there because this is the first round of the spell, and we go to Gatto. What are you going to do? This is crazy. The demons are hasted.
Haste should be counting down by since you went past it. It should have counted down 1, shouldn't it?
You just cast it last round and nobody used it, so it's
this is the first round of it.
The first round of it.
Okay.
I'm actually going to delay until Otto goes because I want to be able to flank and I want to know where he's going. So.
All right, delay until Otto. All right, that leaves it up to Bardos to save the day.
Go on, Snoopy.
I think I'm just going to cast Keen Edge on Gatto. On Gatto's. What are you using, Don?
No need.
Language.
No need. Okay.
Is that the name of your blade?
Yeah, it's my grandfather's blade, which is already keen.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that.
It will not stack.
I'm going to go over to Fletcher then and cast Keen Edge on his. What are you using, Fletcher?
His sword or his hammer.
Great sword, right?
Accident.
Great sword. Ferocious great sword.
Ferocious great sword. All right, so cool. That's what Bardos was doing. Farina and Otto.
Hey, Farina sent you a message, and that's what she's working on. She starts casting a spell. Otto is there to flank whomever, so he'll. I'm going to go ahead and have him attack this guy. And the spell casting is on this guy. There is spell resistance, and it's a fortitude save.
Well, where are you moving to? Because you got to get to the guy.
No, she's casting a well. That's for Otto.
No, Otto though.
Right there. I'm putting back behind. He's
kind
skinny.
of sneaking around the statue. All right, you're going back there. Cool. And then you're going to cast that spell. They does have spell resistance, so you need to roll a d20 plus your caster level to see if you overcome their prodigious spell resistance.
So my caster level is my highest spell I can cast, right?
Your caster level is the amount of levels you have in a spell casting class. So if you are 12th level, your caster level is 12.
Like
as long as you haven't like split off and do like a level of fighter or a level of rogue. Ooh, that's not going to be enough, and your spell dissipates against the
Okay.
creature.
I'm gonna try that again though. We're gonna make that work eventually.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to have let's see, it's gonna be just a melee attack.
And it will, so Otto will provoke an attack of opportunity because they have reach.
He's not running by them, he's attacking them.
They have
No.
10-foot reach. He has to cross from
He has to get
10
within
foot to
5
5
for
feet.
him to
He can't
attack.
bite him from 10 feet away.
Okay.
And that counts as a provoke.
Even
Right.
though they've got their backs turned and they're facing forward and he's coming from behind.
It's always
They're
worked
aware
before.
of everything.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Do what you gotta do.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's a hit.
Yeah, 29 confirm.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's gonna be a
Did I just
miss.
crit Otto?
It's a miss. I'm so sorry, Les.
So it's a confirmed crit against Otto, right?
No, it'd be just a regular old hit.
Regular old hit. I hate that. All right. So what's his armor class, for Pete's sake?
31.
That's crazy. All right. So so that was with a claw. So 1d8 plus 6 as he just swats backward to try and knock the dog out of, or the cat out of the way. 10 points of damage in the attack. So now it's Otto, go ahead and attack.
He's just gonna get a bite in because he had to move and defend and all that nonsense.
Okay.
Whoa, fumble and a 26. Does that save it?
That does save it barely. AC 25. So yeah, it's a fumble, but an unconfirmed fumble, so it is okay. But your turn ends.
We're basically a distraction and set up a nice flanking opportunity for somebody.
All right. Maybe somebody will take advantage of that, Gatto.
5, 10, 15, 20. Using lunge, I attack
on.
this guy.
Hold on.
No attack.
I am more than 10 foot away from this guy.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. He's already done his attack of opportunity, and I've checked his feats. He does not have the one where it allows you to do multiple. So
Well, I'm only 10 feet away from him, so I'm only entering into his thing anyway. And I have mobility. So I get within 10 feet. I lunge to attack at this guy.
suspense is killing me.
I'm getting there. Ooh!
Ooh! Potential crit. Go ahead and roll it.
Let me do that again.
Holy crap.
Did you just double crit?
Yes.
Oh, man. That's going to move you up to severe critical hits. When you nat 20, a nat 20 confirmation, you move to severe critical hits. Do you want the chart or do you want to do regular old shitty damage?
I want the chart.
Chart. Good choice.
Chart.
All right,
You
here
have to
we
roll
go.
twice when you crit a crit.
Ooh, Bone Masher. This is new. Target suffers max damage plus bonus damage and either, your choice, 1d4 dex damage and half speed from damage to the leg or 1d4 strength damage to the arm. The limb is useless until healed.
Arm.
Arm. So 1d4 strength damage. Go ahead
And the
roll
arm is
that.
useless
And the
until
arm
healed.
is useless. So you would be hitting his which arm? It doesn't matter. He doesn't have a weapon. So, all right, cool. So one arm, we'll just call him One Arm Joe.
Call him Lefty.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Here we go.
Some nice rolling there, Don.
Yeah.
All right, and I still need you to do max plus bonus damage. So we can take the bonus damage. So what is the maximum amount of damage that you can deliver?
12 plus 30. So
Just
42
making up
would be the
numbers now.
max.
42. All right, and then plus your original roll, which is 5 plus 12 sneak, 17 plus 5 bleed. Let me check and see if they are immune to bleed. They are not.
They are not immune to bleed.
All right, so that is another 17. So that's 59 plus 5 bleed, which is 64. And that's it, I think, right? Yeah, 64 points.
Well, plus the second hit.
No, it was only one hit.
No,
I
no.
ran up, stabbed him, ran back.
Ah,
But he did it visibly, so we're all impressed.
I am visible.
Oh crap, we saw him actually.
So those of you who speak Abyssal hear this guy yelling a bunch of curse words and going, "Ow, my goddamn arm!" That stupid caravan guard stabbed me right in the bicep. All right, that's got. I'm assuming you're done, Gato. Are you
done.
Are you
And even the
fully
demons, when they say caravan guard, do like the air quotes as they're saying it.
That stupid. He only does it with one arm because his
Yeah.
other arm's like sort of hooked up.
He's only got one quote. But
And he's doing 5. You say 5 persistent bleed. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Ilindar. So this guy just tried to get you guys to flee. He's still on the ground, but it's obvious that they have powers all their own, and he's awfully angry. But he doesn't seem to be getting up. I think he's worried that that storm may bite him if he tries to stand up. Maybe he can stand up defensively. Yeah.
stand up defensively.
Now, you do get pluses to attack him prone.
Well, Ilindar doesn't. Ilindar would have to shoot him, which means Ilindar has a penalty to shoot at
Oh,
him.
Ilindar has a penalty against him, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, this is just Ilindar because they were split this round. I'm going to cast Shield on Storm.
Shield on Storm. All right. To avoid the barrel of magic missile wands that I handed out earlier.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. All right. So what is that? That gives him an extra +2. Yeah.
+4.
+4 for a caster of your prodigious power.
Actually, it's 4 for any caster. Even a first level caster gets 4 out of it.
Try and throw him a compliment and talk about his drow heritage. And he throws it right back at me.
Yeah.
All right. So that's you. You to dismount at all? Jump off? Maybe throw yourself into that pit and see how deep this mine goes?
I was thinking about that, but yeah.
Just want to make sure that you understand that as a DM, I want to provide all the possible options.
I appreciate
to my
that.
players. All right, Fletcher, what are you going to do? You going to stand back there? I think Bardos is in range. You could just glop his head off right there.
I am going to charge this guy, and yes,
Okay.
I'm going to have opportunity. Go ahead.
You do indeed. So let's go ahead and roll that because we'd love attacks of opportunity. Here we go. He's going to try and swat you with his claw. And he's going to miss like a big piece of crap.
Wow, missing Fletcher takes a lot of work.
31 hit you? That's a confirmed. That's fumble.
31 would hit me.
Okay, so it's an unconfirmed fumble, but that pretty much stops his whatever nascent attacks he had. So you're up. You get close. He misses wildly with his claws.
I tell him, so my name is Fletcher. I'm going to be killing you today.
I will be your murderer today.
I will be your murderer.
You will receive a survey. We do receive a response.
Please respond.
Would you recommend me
Please
to a
go
friend?
to the end, all the way to the end of the.
You've been working for Disney.
Work for Disney way too long.
All right, that's attack 1.
Not looking at it. I'm tweeting, "Hi, my name's Fletcher, and I'll be your murderer today." Okay, 39 is a hit. 49 is a hit.
That's a crit threat, so this is to confirm the crit.
That's confirmed crit. So is it all your attacks, or you get another one because of the stupid haste?
Coming, but I got 2 more coming, so let's just pause for a second.
You just confirmed a crit with a 3.
Something tells me that these guys aren't going to fare exactly top drawer in this fight. All right. So you do want the chart or the dam?
Well, let me do the damage for the first one first. This is damage for the first one.
And is this in any way magical, holy, good damage? Anything
It
that
is +5 magical and good.
And good. Okay. All right. That's what you need is that good damage. So that goes right past their little bit of damage reduction. So we'll just take that 41 points off. Bammo.
Okay.
You felt that one?
Now let's resolve the crit.
All right.
I'll just take double damage because he's not going to survive this round. So
he might.
So is it just I roll damage and we double it? There we go.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
92. I didn't even get my other 2 attacks.
He goes over. Send me the survey.
Send me the survey.
You're a great murderer.
5 stars.
5 stars on Yelp for the murder.
Efficiency, anyway. All right, that's my turn.
Can you imagine? It's like Kephalax the demon, on Yelp. He's like, was murdered by Fletcher in our mind. 5 out of 5 would get
Five
murdered
stars
again.
Would do it again.
Would receive my permanent death again.
Would
All right, so
refer to a friend.
Fletcher just like screams out of like, just runs up to this guy and just like just chops him in half. And then like there's 2 smoking pieces of demon on the ground in front of him. He's like, I didn't get to use my other attacks. That kind of thing. And you're like, I think he's got that blood disease again.
Lefty's feeling lucky right now. Yeah.
Yeah, Lefty's like, damn, son, that's going on Yelp. All right, that's Fletcher's. Lothar, what are you going to do?
I'm going to take 2 moves and dismount.
2 moves and dismount. Off he goes.
9.5.
I want to be able to make it. Storm is still in the zone.
Bonus points for Jennifer for that joke that no one else got.
I didn't hear it. What was it?
Hear it.
So Chuck goes, I'm going to take 2 action dismount, and Jennifer goes 9.5. I always like it when there's an Olympics joke in the game. That always brings it up a level.
But at least she wasn't the Russian.
Only gave him a 3.
I was to say, at least she wasn't the Russian judge to give me
7.2.
Yeah.
No, I gave you a good score. You have a beautiful dismount.
All right, Lothar, you dismounted beautifully, landed perfectly, got a 9.5 from the Elven judge, and that's it for you, right?
That is because it was a double move to dismount because I was in the saddle.
Got it. All right, but you still got these guys, and now Farina, you are now in the magic circle against evil, so you will gain the protections of that should you need them. Flashheart, you are up. You just saw Fletcher kill that guy in like 2 swipes, and you're thinking that it still only counts as 1.
All right. So this one is fully engaged with Storm right here.
Well, he's on the ground. He's prone. So he's fully engaged is extenuating it a little bit.
I won't draw attack of opportunity, but I can flank him on prone, right?
You can't flank him because you can't get behind him.
Why can't I get behind him? Is that a full square right there?
There's a rock right here.
Yeah, there's a rock right there. You sort of have to. Well, I guess you could get. So if you ran past Storm on the, I was going to say like over there, like you ran around the other way. Can you deliver attacks of opportunity from a prone position?
I think so.
Yes, but you're -4.
You take a penalty, but yeah.
I'm going to take that penalty. Try and kill you. -4 is 24. Does that hit you?
No. And I'm staying inside the zone. I'm sorry. I'm staying inside the zone.
Okay. So in this case, I mean, if you scooch a little bit south a little bit, you can get flanking with Storm. I guess because the size of the creatures, you probably get flanking from Storm there.
Okay. I want to stay inside the circle if I can. So
the zone you're currently in isn't mine.
Yeah, that's Storm's zone of I don't know what Storm delivers. It's like some sort of helpingness.
Plus 2 to AC.
Plus 2 to AC.
Because she's very distracting and
How much is flanking 2?
2.
Flanking is 2. He's prone, which it delivers an additional
+4.
So you're at 6. You're at a plus 6.
6 on your norm.
Plus 1 for.
But since you moved, you just get 1 attack.
Here we go.
41. That's a miss. No, that's absolutely a hit on this guy. You just bring radiance down on this guy's melon. What kind of damage are we going to do?
Well, I'm going to set over a little bit. I'm not enlarged just yet, so I got to go the old D8. I did not.
Harder as the night goes on.
It's after 11, so we will, at the end of this round, we'll stop.
Yeah, we're
19 points of damage. It's not going to be enough to kill him.
Yeah, pretty poor roll.
But he lets out a yelp, which is a nice, fun thing to say. All right, but yeah, you got him, and I mean, Radiance is just singing. She loves to kill demons, and that's what you're doing. Anything else from you?
I will just make the demon feel bad about its life choices.
Okay. Sort of a 0 level vicious mockery.
What do you do?
It doesn't do any damage. It just makes you feel it hurts yourself. It does 1d4 self-esteem points.
Yeah. You had a whole potential and you ended up in his mind. I mean, really, come on.
You had such potential. All right, Storm's up.
5 foot step that way.
Okay.
And then she's going to tear into him.
Okay. 34 bite hits. He's already down, so the trip attack is moot. 35 claw hits. 25 claw also hits. The independent wing buffets both hit, so that's
One's a potential crit.
yeah, one's a potential crit for wing buffet.
She just tears into him and rips him apart.
Yeah. So how many points are we talking of damage here? I can never. It's all like you gotta rewrite this thing so it's in line. It's better in line. You have to give some better margins. So I'm 34 plus 7 is 41. Plus 8 is 49. Plus 11.
Plus
Oh, I'm sorry.
25.
Wait. 49 plus 27 is 66. 76 plus 11 is 87. Plus 13 doubled. 87 plus 26. You want to double? You want to
13.
Yeah, sure.
86 plus 26 is, or I'm sorry, 76. No, 87 plus 26 is 113. Plus 13 and 7 is 20. So the 133. Weirdly, his points go up 133. No, Storm buries into this guy like a dog with a brand new pig's ear, and Storm just rips him apart. Flashheart, you're a little bit disgusted because you get some demon on you after all this. It's a little gross. You gotta you feel like it's like in Shaun of the Dead, where like you've got demon on you.
It's not my
Yeah,
first
he's
rodeo.
torn of that. All right, is that it for Storm, or does she have other
No, that's
ugly
it.
things to do to my guys? Okay, here we go. It's their turn. These two guys are like, "You bastard!" and run up here and ooh, no, they're going to run up around here, and both of them are going to attack Storm and they're
Now-
hasted.
They don't get the extra attack because they did move.
Yep, but they're hasted, so they.
You have
Is
plus
Storm
one
in
to
the
their attack.
protection from evil too?
Yeah.
No, they're not in it.
No, but in
Storm.
order to touch Storm, because Storm is in it,
Mm-hmm.
they have to make a save.
They'd have to be summoned.
All right. Well, they're not summoned. So
It doesn't matter.
what's the savings to will save, right?
Well, hang on a second.
I don't think they have to make a.
They don't
if
have
they
to
were
make it if they're
summonable,
not
They don't have to
summoned.
make a will save.
Yeah, if they're not summoned, they're good.
They're not summoned. They're from here.
Yeah.
They can attack. They just.
Okay, so they're going to attack. They are both going to try and use their
You're gonna go
horns
outside. Go.
to gore her. So you see they bunt down and they're like slash these razor sharp horns at her. So the first one is going to slash with a 25. That's going to miss. The second one. Okay. 2 misses, but they are in position to take advantage of their haste next round. This one yells out, "You bastard!" and takes a 5-foot step and full attack on Fletcher, except for one claw because his arm's not working. Thanks to Gatto. So the first thing he does is he tries to bite you as he yells out, "You killed Phil!" and then tries to bite you. 20 hit you?
No, that actually misses.
No good on the bite. The other working claw, lefty's right claw. 26?
That hits.
That hits. All right, let's do this.
Okay. Did you see what Fletcher did to the other guy? Does he think this is a good idea?
I know.
You're ascribing a lot of interesting motivations to demons. They're, a massive 7 points of damage from the claw, and then he's going to try and slash you with his horns as well. That's what I'm talking about. 33, that's going to hit, right?
Yep.
And he's like, "Whatever you do, don't hit my hurt arm. It's really stingy." 10 points of slash damage.
Okay.
And I think that is it. I'm running out of dudes real fast. So that is the end of round 2. We go into round 3 next time. Haste goes down to 11.
Hey, Les?
Yeah.
Do these guys have rend?
Rend?
Rend.
No, they do
Like
not.
if they have claw, and then rend?
No, they don't. They don't have rend.
Okay.
So,
Because that's another reason to screw up his one arm. So
yeah, no, it's not bad. I mean, you basically took an attack away from him permanently. But yeah, no, they don't have rend. So, and that is where we will stop at the top of the order. In 2 weeks from tonight, as we move into the 4th of July weekend, we will return here and continue with this battle
Wait,
inside the
as a reminder-
nyahydrian mine.
I can't make it that weekend.
Isn't it 4th of July is that Sunday?
I think it's the 3rd. Let me check. Hold on a second. I got a calendar around here somewhere.
No, Sunday is the 4th.
Sunday is the
Is
4th.
it the 4th? All right. So, all right. While I still got you then, it's the 4th of July. You guys going to be at fireworks and stuff, or do you think it'll be back, or do we want to push back an hour? That kind of stuff. I mean, you tell me.
We'll probably
Normally
be
it would
at
be-
fireworks, so we could push back an hour.
Yeah. Normally it would be caught dead around them, but
It'd probably be more than an hour because
this year.
typically
it starts
fireworks
at, like-
don't start until 9 o'clock, 9:30, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, we don't. Does that mean we all have Monday off?
We have Monday off. I don't know if you
I
guys
have Monday off.
Yeah, the holiday is
We
Monday.
have Monday off. I thought you were your own boss, Jennifer. Did you give yourself the day off?
Well, I meant like a government holiday, isn't it? I think
I
it is.
think it is a federal holiday. Yeah.
Monday is.
So we'll
Yeah,
have
Monday
Monday
is
off.
the
I
4th
mean,
of
we
July
can play
holiday.
late. But being your own boss doesn't work out just as good as you think it might.
It doesn't work out in your favor.
Yeah. I'm taking the day
So-
off. No.
So
your
do
boss
we
said
want to
no.
start at 10 and go to 1 or 2?
That sounds like fun.
Late
Yeah.
night game night is back. All
I
right,
just need-
we'll do that. Well, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Chuck. What were you saying?
No, I just need to verify. I don't know if I have Monday off or not.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Hey,
need
I'm
to,
sure if everybody else does, I probably do. But
I'm gonna have to find some a source for some speed or cocaine or something.
Yeah, you're gonna need
Yeah.
some like
I know a guy. I live next to Missouri. We have plenty of meth here. I'll send you some.
Coffee, dude. Coffee.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, he's picking at his scabs. Yeah, this stuff is good. All right, so tentatively we are on 4th of July from 10 to 1, maybe later, depending on if Matt can stay awake. So let's
Right.
see what happens.
And
This will be a grand experiment.
Hey, take care,
All right.
everybody.
All right,
Bye,
thanks
Bye,
you
guys.
guys. This is awesome.
bye.
See ya.
Hope on a high.
Hey, Les, hang on a second.
Sure.
oh, hey Tom. I just say, hey Tom, bye Tom.
Hi, Tom. Hi, Mike. I'm probably, well, I know I'm going to be out of town on the 3rd of July, which is our
Okay.
next game night.
Do we want? So I think a couple of people mentioned that they weren't going to be available. Do we want to push it up a week?
That would be fine by me. You might have to just poll the group.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I'll have Wi-Fi where I'm going because it's a campground. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, I mean,
Tell you what, why don't
that's up to you. I mean, if we need to take a holiday and push it back a week because people doing stuff on
Well, we could move
long
it up
holiday weekend.
too.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah. Let me propose. Let me propose and see who disposes.
Yeah. I mean, because definitely don't schedule around my, foible of not being able to do it.
Gotcha.
I will tell you, Mr. Masterson texted me at 10 o'clock this morning to find out the details.
Oh, did he really?
Last night, yeah.
What'd you tell him?
Well, I basically texted the whole thing. He didn't know Dan wasn't there either. So he's like, oh shit, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
I was talking with the guys and I was like, last night it brought up some very dicey decisions. You guys took a long time to sort of figure out whether or not you were gonna go in or not go in. So it was a lot of the choices to be made.